Oh yeah, you're streaming. I'm recording. That's the issue here.
Mhm.
Oh, then I can do. Wait,
Well, yeah.
because you are streaming, I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna do an intro because then I can do that while you're muted.
That's
So,
a problem now. Now you're whatchamacallit.
not muted.
No, you were breaking out there.
That's not my issue, okay? But
I think
because
that was your recording thing in Discord.
yeah, that's the issue. Discord does that. That can be because I have stuff up in the background. Although,
You could try closing it a few things.
yeah, but can you calm the? Yeah, I'm gonna just first take
Shit,
up
there's
incognito mode window. Don't ask why I have incognito mode. Comment section. You're questioning my incognito mode. I have incognito mode by reason. Lagging out. Discord crash. I think I'm crash. My fucking PC. Okay, so
oops.
I think my my stuff is crashing.
Good job. Also, you can do that like on whatever you want. Because this is kind of the idea I had, so we can put websites for if we need to expand what we're talking about, or we just don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
Thing is, I don't have my capture card plugged in. You know what? Screw it. We're not doing that. Fuck it. Just
did you just swear in my Christian video?
You can edit it out.
I could, but you know, I don't gonna. This is gonna be a raw video, and I've not even done my intro yet because I'm fucking trying to fix stuff to work.
I'll be fine.
Everything will be fine. Also, when have I ever cared about swearing in my in a
Fine.
video?
No worries.
I did try go for. I tried to go from PG-13 to mature pretty fast because of fucking fail at being good.
I should
But
probably get a drink before we start, because you know,
we're gonna
talking
drink.
a lot, a drink.
Drinking. Yeah, I'm gonna start drinking now when we talk.
Oh no! You
Oh yeah,
fix your
you're
issues. I
gonna
don't
go
know if you'd actually
into.
be able to record this. Or...
I'm not gonna use that. I'm
You
gonna.
freak it out.
Can you let me get an incognito mode? I want just.
I could always do. I could actually record the podcast to you, and then you just post it on your own, just to have like a secondary place for the archive. But
I'm fine. I'm doing research on my because I'm a professional that use incognito mode. I think I use incognito mode. I don't even know. My Discord is fucking up. Why is people
I'm
texting?
going to. I don't know, but which my mic's not gonna be muted on. Feel free to whatever.
So I. Okay, so I have issues. Okay, but I'm live or I'm not live, but I'm recording, and you're welcome to my channel, and you should check out Nexus because yeah, yeah, and something is going on, and I'm not sure about what. So I'm going insane. This is not going as planned. Nothing is going as planned. This is why we can't have nice things. How did I knew this was gonna happen? Because I'm intelligent. Why am I intelligent? Because I play My Little Pony. You get in here? Okay. There's a cat in my room. And I think my Discord is crashing. hear a sound in the background, so I think Nectar is alive. He's maybe alive. Sure. And we are having Discord issues, like usual. So okay, I have to restart Discord. Cause fuck yeah. Basically, Discord crashed for me.
I'm back.
Hi.
Huh?
I crashing. A lot of stuff.
Oh. Your thing is still freaking out a little bit.
And my Discord is not open yet. So how the fuck are we in a call?
It's not closed in general.
It is closed.
Then how am I still hearing you?
That's the question. I'm watching the taskbar and there's no sign of Discord being open. I checked the taskbar itself where the Discord is pinned, and it doesn't show a stripe under it showing it's open. There's a ghost in town. Hello, kitty. Come here. Here. Said here. Here. Now I'm crashing. I am working on. Okay, so I am alive and well.
Do you think you can actually still record or what?
I am, and as I have one. Do I have to restart Discord if I do that? Like, no.
Do what?
You know the option where you have the that it runs mode. Discord runs smoother.
Maybe.
I don't know where it goes on it.
Mhm.
Video.
If you want, you can try.
Sure.
I basically already told everyone in chat, we're having issues, so be starting soon. That's if anyone's even in chat.
Keybinds. I can't find the. What? Where is that option? My account. Is it go? My table stream because of that? Of course.
I obviously have mine enabled, so we don't hear. Still need sound effects.
Use data to customize my Discord experience. Oh, did you hear about he made a video on Discord's privacy stuff? Like, oh, you know that Discord is sharing your data with others? Like, yes.
I mean, yeah,
And people is so fucking.
giving some information to third-party services because their program or the thing you're using has third-party assets in it. They have to have the info so that their assets can work.
Yeah, and it says in their even in the privacy stuff like that
policy agreement or whatever.
Yeah, that is allowed. I can't find the settings, but I know there is a setting where you make Discord run smoother, but it uses more GPU. Settings.
That's up to you.
I couldn't find it. So, oh, my video's uploaded also. My random video that I'm just be right back. I'm gonna need, my cat needs to get the fuck out of my room. So you know the thing that's the list in the bottom on the on our door. Yeah, it broke when the cash ran out. At least I have you. Oh my god, that screen is actually good. I'm telling you that. Nice starting screen. 10 out of 10. I feel like I need to breathe. Also, now I have to. Also, the bot is dead still. The bot is dead.
What bot?
Which bot do you think? How many other bots do you think shows live streams? Been dead for days.
Oh, now live. Oh, right, yeah. Well.
Gonna put this here.
To live stream. I'm actually gonna ping the notification squad. Even though I think only one or two people are in it.
Yeah, I'm trying to kidnap some friends. Wait, I said that on a video that I'm not gonna cut. Everything is fine.
Is it?
It's Nexus who did it.
What do you mean?
I didn't say anything. And my foot hurts. Like it hurts. I don't know either.
All I do know is when we starting.
I am ready when you're ready.
I mean, I'm still going, so.
Yes, I mean I'm ready to start the main part of our event when you're ready.
So are you actually recording now, or what are you doing?
I have been recording the whole time.
Oh, so you're good now. All right.
I've been. I mean, I had some issues when we started, but at the moment everything runs smoothly. I'm not dying. You're not dying. The cat isn't dying. Everything is fine. I have. So there's 3 different. Oh, I have missed stuff from week under the last week.
Here we go.
Oh my god!
You see how blurry that is? It's blurry as hell.
I like everything is so nice. Don't you say our names? or
Well, so, anyways, hello everyone. Sorry for the very long start, but we had a lot of issues on someone's end.
yeah, Nexus.
Oh yeah, totally, mate. Totally. No, but regardless, we're now here. So yeah. Okay.
And if you hear me
since we're
type, it's not my fault. I'm
doing-
trying to actually work on other stuff. Okay. Shh.
I mean,
Secrets.
hey, it's a podcast, so all you have to do is talk.
Wait, do we have to talk? Now you're asking a lot of me.
Wow.
I'm putting up. I'm gonna put up accusation on my anime list on sites I know what anime we have. I'm doing some side stuff while he's may introduce you to what this is a little bit better.
I mean, you might want to also bring up the the topic list so you can.
Oh,
see
topic.
yourself.
Wait. Then I have to log into my because I don't remember that off the top of my head.
You do need to log in. I mean, if you have it on your phone, you could literally just.
Oh yeah, wait.
Like, get on there and go
Thank
try.
you. You actually used your brain for once.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't require the Docs app, so you can just go to Google Drive.
Now
and
the
you
question
can't
is,
edit anything,
what
but-
folder is it in? I think it's in update folder.
I don't know. I'm only share it with you.
Yep, there it is. Podcast topics, invitation to edit. Open in docs. I don't even have docs in
You
my.
had to open in that. Dang.
Yes.
Didn't. I mean, I'm able to open and Drive. I guess because it's mine.
Yeah, but I don't use Drive.
I mean, you could copy it. You can like
Yeah, but I'm not.
maybe like go into settings and push copy.
I have it
and
on
make it-
on Discord. I was gonna say, but on this. Okay, so our topics are basically anime. A lot of anime, probably a lot, and that depends.
Depends. I mean, we have more gaming stuff than we have anything else. So I don't know.
Yes, and
We're not-
gaming
I mean,
is a lot
to
of.
note here, we should we should have talked about this before starting, but 2 things I want to note here. First of all, I want to know this for the audience or the people listening. There's Random Baby in the background. My apologies. Whenever she starts crying, I will pause. I mean, I'll mute myself, just to be aware. It's not my fault. Happens. 2, the thing that we should have been on about is we're not going to go straight down the list of topics. Like, like the first thing, the second thing. It's not going to go like that. We're going to bounce around. Just find
Yes.
something that fits or go with what we have fresh in our minds.
And
just
for
go
now,
from there and
at the
then go around.
moment, I think we're gonna take 2 hot topics. Both one is related a lot to anime and has been a talk about the last few weeks, and then the second one
We're starting
is
with?
no, I'm just telling those 2 weeks especially is gonna do, and the second one is the third apocalypse. That
What we're gonna call. Yeah.
yeah, we call it apocalypse because that's what we call it, what they call it, but yeah.
Right.
Basically, YouTube effing over creators once again because someone had to point out something, and YouTube it would be like, we need to save ourselves. You're not saving yourself.
Always do.
You actually
The
make
thing is, no
people
one has more
mad.
It's even worse. This is the pre-topic, so this is just like somewhere like this is the intro to. But yeah, Okay,
Yeah.
let's go and start with a pre-topic here. This is nothing about the actual any of the topics we selected, but this is a pre-topic.
Free topic?
Okay. Yeah, it's about the podcast itself rather than that. So, anyway.
My brain just stopped working. I was like,
me too. Like I just said what it was, and I'm like, what to say.
I didn't even hear what you said. You say pre-topic, then about the
Okay.
podcast, I think.
So the name of the podcast is The Nerd Ensemble. That's how you pronounce that word. If you don't know some words in the vocabulary, if you're not very good, there you go. The
Are you
last word is
judging my
ensemble.
vocabulary speaking?
Get in front of that mic, how dare you? It's a podcast, not bloody ASMR. And not bloody as in like, the stereotypical phrase of saying. I'm saying actual bloody ASMR. Anyway. Okay, so as I was saying, that's the name of the podcast. Reason why it's that name is because for one, I was trying to find a name that no one's taken yet. Obviously.
And we're nerds.
Yeah, and we're nerds. So yeah, I mean, we literally all the topics we have here is basically nerd logic. It's just a bunch of freaking stuff.
Yeah, the only thing that's like not that nerdy is like the YouTube topics, but that's because like
I mean,
This-
we're a part of YouTube, and
yeah, and we
stuff,
both
so it just
do
works.
it. Ah,
Yeah.
my YouTube, it's really about gaming.
Everyone knows mine. I'm streaming on it. So.
And yeah, check out
Okay.
Nexus from my side. So I'm gonna put a link in the description when I'm.
I should have
Yeah.
put your link in the description too, but I forgot.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nexus. You're such a nice guy. You do it every time. I think it.
Look, I was worried about the podcast look itself rather than.
Yeah, but
anything else.
I think when we did the MPS one, you didn't put my link either.
I didn't. Wait, I didn't.
No, I don't. I checked that and there was no link.
I just want to put your thing in. What?
You thought you did, but you didn't.
Jeez.
That or no,
Okay,
or was it
that
the
is- we're
Sky
going off
Factor
tangent
stuff? You
again.
should have put it in Sky Factor also.
Probably. But okay, we're going a little off tangent. Okay.
Yes.
So. Anyway. To also know of this podcast, a lot of people do like weekly podcasts or monthly, which may be that.
I think we're
The
gonna
thing
do
is-
like
the thing
between bi-monthly or between like 1 to 2 times per month. I would say.
Maybe. So, the thing about that is that the reason why it's not weekly is because we're probably not going to have a lot of topics every week. So there's
No.
not really much to
But,
say
like,
a bunch. Besides, a lot of the topics we have are actual topics from the past few weeks or more than that. So that's the main reason.
And one
why we
One of
work
the
on it.
topics we're gonna have today is actually from today. So that's
Yeah, one of those is literally today, which don't worry, I have precautions.
yes. We're gonna rob a bank. Wait, what? I mean, we're not gonna rob a bank. Yet.
Another thing is, another thing to also note is that I am sick. I'm getting over a sickness, so I'm getting over it. And
With Benny Foddy.
I was about to say, thankfully, not with Benefani. I was about to say that. Ensemble, everybody, or minds think. That's another thing about the sickness that I was trying to get around to. If you hear me coughing or him coughing, it happens. You're gonna
And
hear it a
he's
lot.
the sick one, and I'm coughing because I'm allergic to social interactions.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, I have
so-
gum. Should I take Should I take gum?
Okay, so anyway, to
I-
move along here.
So the topic I have actually Twitter up right now on a specific person we mentioned, and that is actually Wick. I have that up right now on my Twitter. That's the one I think we could start with.
Wait, you
Wick.
want to start with it?
Yes, I think that's the best topic because that's anime related, and I feel like anime is our best topic
Wait,
ever.
did you say wick?
Wick.
Well, I guess that's how you say it. Whatever.
I mean, it depends. I mean, you say Vector, pronunciations of a name.
Super topical though. Do we really want to get into that first?
Yes, because that
I figure
his
we should get
latest
into
tweet,
shorts.
when it comes to actually stuff, was 4 days ago.
I mean, fine. If you want to get into that first, I don't mind.
Yes, and we get over with it. And not with Benny Foddy this time, because...
That'll suck. They'll just keep throwing old-timey songs at you that you never want to hear. Anyway. Okay, fine. We will start off with our first topic. Oh boy.
Yes. And then you can lay this to rest for a while.
Yeah. Okay. So the music right now is a little loud. So
Okay.
let me put on my volume mixer so I can adjust on the fly. I had it on, but I turned it off.
But he does that. I can't explain what is going on. So for you who hasn't heard about Vic with the last name I can't pronounce because
Mignana.
I don't care. It's a name. I don't.
Okay. Mig. Non. Yeah.
Okay, Narnia. I got it. Vic Narnia.
God, you made me freaking push enter.
But yes, so he has been in a situation where people have randomly attacked him, said stuff like, you know, usual famous people get attacked a lot. So it's not an unusual thing, but not only that, the thing I have when I read his apologies letters about what he think that he apologized for a lot, and what he's really mad at himself also is his fans that actually threatens people. I think that has calmed down a bit, but yeah. That's what I read. That was basically the apology letter. He apologized for something he did.
I'm gonna be directly honest. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but did anyone just not catch did anyone just drift off during that conversation? I know what you said. I know everything you said, and I was listening, but it's just my brain is trailing off.
Like, what should I eat for breakfast?
Yeah, what should I eat for breakfast hours from now? Okay. So, okay, I want to explain it a little better in this case.
Yes, he's
No
married.
offense. But anyway, so if anyone has no idea who Vic Mignogna is, he's basically a voice actor, also actor, but mostly voice actor. I guess you could just say actor, whatever. Point is, he's that, and also a musician. Or would you?
Oh yeah, he's a musician. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he makes music.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, that's what musicians do. So, point is, what is it? Okay, so basically, as you'd expect, most of the notable things that he's been in as a voice actor is stuff like Full Metal Alchemist, Air. These are all anime, by the way. So yeah, Full Metal Alchemist,
Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball at least.
yeah,
I think
Dragon Ball Z, with and also the new
Super
Broly movie, as he is Broly. So there is that. He's in many different roles. He's even in an Excel World in the dub.
Wait, what?
Who's the clown again? The yellow one?
Oh, Yellow Radio.
Yellow clown did. Yeah, him. He's that's who Vic plays. Also in the new anime, that what is it? That time I got reincarnated as a slime. He's Lord Gelmud. So, which you have no idea who that is, but hey, watch it. It's good.
I will when I have time.
You'll watch it later. Anyway, so point is, that's a lot of roles that he's done. He's done way more, and he's had a career over 20 years or so. So he's been getting in there. Point is, for the last 10 years, I believe, is when this started back. is that during conventions, people have been saying that he's getting like too affectionate or whatever. So it goes from like saying when people go for photo ops or something, he'll like give them hugs or sometimes even like a kiss on the cheek or something. So it goes from
Yeah.
that, and people are getting attacked by it. People are getting like overwhelmed and feeling uncomfortable. Hold on, losing breath over here. I'm sick. My breath sucks. Anyway, so basically does all that, and I don't know. It was mostly at first people were just saying like it was allegations or something, like it didn't happen, but after a while, some people come forward with it. In a way, that stuff did happen, but to Vic, he didn't exactly see it as something wrong. He thought it was something that everybody kind of wanted in a way and didn't realize it. So he admits his
Basically.
mistake, but there's that. And there's a lot of other, like, more serious stuff, apparently, like actually, I don't know, kissing, like, underage people or something or whatever the heck else, just a bunch of randomness.
And here, I want to go into that thing a little bit fast. So,
Okay.
if you think about it, we say you get a newborn, a nephew, newborn, kissing a baby like as a kid is fine, but if you give like a 13-year or upwards, that's wrong in paper side. So I'm like, why? If you can kiss a baby, like just because it's a baby.
I mean, it's mostly just like at that point, the baby, it matters to the parents, depending. And
Yeah.
in a way, it's a sin. In some way, it's kind of like a sense of, I forget what it is. It's just like a nice thing to do. But when it comes down to people like in the teenage years and everything, they have their own minds. And of course, if you actually say you're uncomfortable about something,
Yes.
then it's not like people just ignore it. You kind of have to focus on it.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's like, but people say it's like, that's wrong too. Like, why is that as wrong as
little, like, okay, all it is really, it's just like a peck on the cheek or on the forehead or something like that. That is nothing.
Yeah.
Literally, if someone is like offended by that, that's kind of an
That's where the issue is. If someone, no, I don't like this kind of interaction, don't do it. That's then.
Yeah.
Then it's fine. But yeah, and that's the thing. That is one of the topics though he mentions, because he mentions about just pedophilia in general in his apology letter. Is that he gets so mad because, as I think people did, was when this come up, they start, because he's famous. This is basically because he's famous. They take everything that is said, even if it's like he didn't mean anything bad. They doesn't care about that people know that he didn't mean any bad. They're gonna attack him using everything they say. And I promise you, half of the, or not half, but at least 1/4 of the stuff that is mentioned, or at least that is about him, is like probably lies also, because I have met him at a convention, but he didn't do anything then, but I'm gonna use that convention to make him look bad because it's famous. That's what
I mean. There were some people who went with that, but that wasn't basically everyone. A lot of these were actually things that did happen.
Yeah, I know.
People just took it a different way. Like,
yeah, that's
people who was actually excited about it or was perfectly fine about it at the time. They didn't show anything bad. They seemed all happy and everything. Usually, you figure if they don't want to talk about it or they don't go to the police, as everybody kept harassing and saying to say, it's the point that if they don't do that, they're probably in shock, or they just really don't want to try to do that against someone who's really famous. That I get. But it's just basically some of those people look very happy and like excited that all that happened. And then it's just people try to throw that in there, like, oh, you did something bad to this girl, whatever. Like, how, if they're perfectly okay with it and it's consent?
Yeah. And
you consented, like, oh, hey, that's fine.
Yeah, and that's fine. And then if you, like he said, he hugged a lot of people in his life, and he's used to it. And I mean, if you get used to something, it's hard to.
Wait. What? What do you mean he's heard a lot of people and is used to that?
No, he's used to hugging people. Hugging, not hug.
Hurt. Like, what? You never said that.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
going around hurt people. That's his hobby.
Okay. You know what? Alright, so
But yeah,
Well,
going around
really,
hugging
like-
people that's his family. That they did in family, and he was. A lot of fans
Yeah, 'cause
did
he's
it
like
a lot also. So he was
It was
used
more
to
like
it.
him, it was that like a bunch of people would start asking him that, and it was just basically like, oh, this one person asked, the next person asked, like 6 people asking in a row, and you're just, to him, he's just like, okay, that must mean like I guess just a lot of people want this. So eventually, it just gets stuck in his mind that that's what he does, and people want that.
Yeah,
But then
and
there are those select few who don't. So
and
that was the
but if
problem.
the problem is they don't say no either. That's an issue also. That's
Well, in some cases, it's just like an instant thing, so you can't really. He doesn't exactly ask do they want it. He just goes for it and doesn't think it'll be a problem because it never was for anyone else.
yeah.
So it's just at that point that was the issue. But regardless, though, all that stuff happened, and there was a bunch of other stuff, and there's a lot of videos out there. People like, oh, SJWs or whatever exposed, all this. I'm like, I don't know, just stupid. And then later there was all these death threats between both sides. The side who doesn't want Vic around, the Kick Vic movement, and then the Stand with Vic movement, which is everyone who's on his side. And yeah, a lot of death threats and everything.
And
Yeah,
he
you got a
got
point.
so mad at his fans for that also. I think he's like legitimately mad at the fans because of that. But if you're standing with
I
him,
wouldn't really say he's mad because, as he said in his own post, that showing hatred against hatred just brings more hatred.
yeah.
So in a
But I
sense, like,
think
he's
he's like,
telling people not do that because
yeah. But
not
that's
the
also
show.
an issue. Here's arguing when it comes down to it is that when he says that something is okay, like now my brain is stopped working. He he said don't use hate, but the problem is also those who stands with Wick, they should know how he works, how he thinks. If you're a fan of Vic or actually anyone, if you are a fan of someone, you should actually know how the
If you're a
person
true
is.
fan anyway. But then again, there are those other fans who basically, as I forget who said it, but it was like a quote that says like, don't associate a character or the actor with the character, so or the creator with the creation, something like that. Point is, that was basically the quote to say that just because Vic has done like say Edward Elric, like that's who he is in FMA,
Yes.
don't basically think this voice actor is just like Ed or something like that. Don't base off that personality, base off of his own. They're two different people. So,
Definitely.
but think of it this way: Vic is has like a pretty heavy faith and everything, while Ed not so much. There's one little bit. But anyway,
Yeah, and I
to
think
continue
Wick
on-
seems intelligent. Edward doesn't.
Well, I don't know about that. Ed's pretty damn smart. But
Are you sure about that?
dude,
mean-
the freaking guy can say all the elements on the periodic table by heart. Come on.
Yes. But how many years did he memorize that?
Probably not long. Anyway, okay. So to go back to the topic here, I was gonna mention another part of it. Oh yeah. So the thing that basically has happened is that in over like 50 different conventions and everything, Vic has basically been kicked out of, and Funimation, the dubbing studio, has cut all ties with him. So he's basically out of a job there. And Rooster Teeth, who makes the Ruby series, has kicked him out as well. So there's that. He's losing all of his jobs, and just recently, he actually has decided to get a lawyer to try to get all that back.
Yes. And that is his latest post on Twitter. I can actually read it because I have it up here, so I can read what he wrote.
It's kind of a long
No, it's not.
But
This one is not
kind
long.
of.
I mean, it's
Well,
free.
I could just summarize it. I mean, all it literally says is that he got the law firm. Like, it's the last thing he wanted to do, but as the last resort, he got the law firm and everything. He's like with them. Then there is a friend of his, which I actually know who it is. It's another like lawyer, but basically was getting a GoFundMe page to support the expenses. Of course, none of the actual money will go to him or anything. It just goes to expenses, and the rest will go to
The
charities and
overflow
such.
will go to the Salvation Army, Dallas Domestic
Salvation Army
Violence and
and
Abuse Shelters.
yeah, basically just all that stuff. So essentially what he said. What else we got? Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, and he doesn't hate anyone. He just love his work basically. That's
right. I'm just gonna note here, for the whole thing what I said before about the kick Vic or stand with Vic. I'm basically not in that. I'm not in either one.
I'm
Honestly.
just
I mean,
neutral basically because I can see both sides being right and wrong, but
right. I mean, there's stupid stuff on both sides, and it just like it's whatever. Honestly, I just wanted it to be done with. Like, just get over with it. And it's a good thing Vic's basically getting the law firm, so we could just like get this whole thing to clash out and be done. So it could just be like the final results and out there. So that's good
yes.
in a sense. But yeah, that's basically mostly what we could say about the Vic stuff, because that's basically what happened. Is he got accused for a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff did happen, a lot didn't. And
Yes, and we don't know what is what.
yeah. Oh, and yeah. Someone was going to mention the pre-topic phase, but the chat, like since I'm doing this live, the chat that I have right now, I'm not really gonna be reading it much, but like maybe after we're done with topics, I'll look at it and see if anyone said anything about the topic we're talking about. So feel free to say whatever you want. It's just that I don't know if I'll be reading it till after. And
Basically, I have I check the chat a little bit more frequently, but that's because I have it up.
yeah, I have it on my monitor, so I can just look at it. But
We're not gonna note it unless it's something pretty. I think I would say if it's something really.
I'm just gonna say it's on topic, really, and it's just like some worth saying. But I want to mention this one because it's the first person to actually chat right now. But
I know the guy also.
the random mod, well, that's what it says. So
Random XD.
well, regardless, that's there. Wait, that said random mod. Okay, well, again, I have bad vision, and I'm over here. I'm like away from it, so my small monitor. Random XD, fine. Saying to know we were talking about Vic Mignogna and all that stuff. If you don't know anything about that,
he's not that big of an anime fan.
Yeah, well, we go from that, or you can or if you're into like classical music, that's a good bit, because even though it's more centered towards like Christian music.
Are you good Christian? Are you showing a good Christian?
No, I'm saying that's what it is. Like that's a lot of his music is like, it's like the genre is Christian music, but I don't really see it as that because it's more so everything else. Like it just.
What
really
classifies as Christian music first and forward?
Talks a lot about God and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, but so does rock music, and that is the devil's music. So.
Right. I'm saying that's what he states it as, so I'm just going with it. Anyway, point being, that's that stuff. If you want to learn any more about it, you can go to his Twitter page and just Google it, and there's a lot of YouTube videos about it. There's a lot of stuff that could just be said. So if you want to go look all that up, you may. So.
Yes. I'm gonna link everything in my description, or at least most stuff talking about, if you want to check up further stuff.
Ah, shoot.
Don't shoot people.
I have two keyboards, like one on my second computer, one on my main, and I keep wanting to type on my second. I'm trying to take Vic off of the topics list because we're done with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, quick question: is the Peter backlash about Steve?
Is that his name?
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, it's by him.
I directly when I read it, I was
We
like,
can talk
oh,
about it now. I guess we can talk about it now. That's a good
yeah,
segue
because
in. I guess.
both because happy birthday to the guy that he had his birthday yesterday.
Right.
He who would been 57, I think.
Yeah,
Or
would
was
be.
it 56?
Gone now, sadly.
He
What did he
died
die from again?
2006, I think. There
What did he die from again?
a stingray. I
Oh yeah.
I think that is the irony of everything is that he died of a stingray. There's
Right.
literally a video of him getting bit by a snake.
Well, that happens. But yeah, the whole backlash basically is PETA, which if no one knows is like an animal rights movement in a sense. Like that's essentially what the group is. I don't actually know the like what's it called? Anagram acronym. There we go. I don't know what the acronym stands for. I can't tell you off the top of my head.
I'm just gonna do fast research.
Yeah, you go ahead. So sad. But so basically what happened is how do you pronounce his name? Steve Irwin?
Oh yeah.
I need to have this crap up. Like
And
I have a bunch of other topics up, but I don't have this one up.
PETA, people for the ethical treatment of animals.
Ah, okay. So
Wouldn't that be PETA?
Google, I guess, but Google on like their main page, if you go to google.com, it'll show Steve Irwin like on the main page to celebrate, as you said. So, and like all the stuff he's done, him and his family. So there's that, and I'll go ahead and read what PETA said to this, because it's not that long anyway. So, to that, PETA said Steve Irwin was killed while harassing a ray. He dangled his baby while feeding a crocodile and wrestled wild animals who were minding their own business. Today's Google Doodle sends a dangerous, fawning message. Wild animals are entitled to be left alone in their natural habitats. And oh boy, did that explode.
I mean, okay, so I get their point here that he did wrestle with animals and stuff like that. I get their point of view, and that you shouldn't disturb animals, but also they are wild animals, and he risked seriously his own life to be around them. So
that and all the stuff him and his family do, or have done, is basically just like preserving animal life, trying to make sure that they can have their own land and everything. They just do that kind of stuff.
yeah.
And Peter over here is saying that they're bad because this just the little things he's done on videos.
Oh yeah, and he wrestled his the crocodiles in his zoo because because he had to feed them and take the eggs to be able to raise them.
Territorial. So when it comes down to it, like if you're trying to help save the eggs from anything else, like a predator or anything like that, he's trying to make sure the eggs are secure. Nothing bad's gonna happen. You kind of have to make sure the mama croc isn't gonna is gonna try to kill you, trying to help. But they're territorial and bodyguarding the eggs. Of course, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and like his documentary about his zoo when he actually literally just wrestled with crocodiles, and when he was feeding them because they had a special thing to do, and he had to move the crocodile a bit. He literally jumped into a fence with an animal that could have literally eaten him alive. And he's hurting animals. I mean, in the end, I would say it's a draw. Because basically, he wrestled with animals that could kill him. So I would say it's a draw. It's a draw between them.
But yeah, I'm gonna say, with PETA doing that, it just makes no freaking sense, because if they're basically animal rights group and anything like that, it's basically what they're doing. It's really stupid for them to try to call and say, "Oh, this guy is terrible with animals, like he's terrible with his family and all that," and he's the one who actually has the freaking wildlife preserves and does all this other stuff to actually save them and help them out. What do? They just talk. Maybe they do stuff with like pets, like dogs, cats, and all that. But they don't do a single thing when it comes to wildlife. All they do is just say things. I haven't seen a single thing of them do.
And
The most notable thing I've seen them do, which is hilarious, mind you, is that they have made a Mario fan game. Not really a fan game, it's like an anti-fan game.
oh yeah, I
Where
know,
they
I have
basically
heard
just
about
like
that.
basically the game is that it's trying to show you how bad Mario is towards animals. Like, he steps on turtles, he kills them and all of that, and he abuses Yoshi and all this other stuff. That's all PETA stuff. I'm like, I mean, it's an official PETA game too, and just going on about that. They literally have a point in the game where it's like a CG of Mario coming in trying to ask about Yoshi and all this other stuff, and there's like a mob or something that basically just beat him up because of it. Like, or like they tell him off and like beat him up and all this other stuff. Like, really, that's the thing you want to try to show to the kids?
That we should beat up people. Okay, that
They
sounds
don't
good.
think about that. Besides, they don't think about the kids don't think about, Mario is stepping on a turtle. Mario is stepping on this Goomba. That means I must do the same. No.
Also, if you
It's
fucking
little
find a
game.
Goomba in real life, could you
It's like
please send
going
a
back
picture?
to that freaking whatever it was called. What was it called? Something Gate? That movement, of video games that are violent.
The United States government.
Always. But no, it's like an actual movement name. But
Yeah, I don't
well,
know
it's
the
something like
name.
that. But regardless, just this whole thing is, I mean, this literally just happened like yesterday. Like Peter doing this,
Yeah.
I think. I mean, this is morning. I don't remember, but it was somewhere around there, and they're just no. I don't think they've made a response to that yet. I don't see any responses to what they've said.
That or they will not answer this attack because.
I didn't even read the rest of it. There's more.
Oh my
There's
god.
more to the post. Steve Irwin's actions were not on target with the supposed message of protecting wildlife. A real wildlife expert and someone who respects animals for the individuals they are leaves them to their own business in their natural homes. It is harassment to drag exotic animals, including babies taken from their mothers, around from TV talk shows to conferences and force them to perform as Steve Irwin did. Animals deserve to live as they want to, not as humans demand. The Google Doodle should represent that.
I mean, the thing is with his performance, he still performed with wild animals. He didn't perform with they weren't really tamed.
The point of like, as it said, like bringing them onto conferences and stuff like that is that you're trying to educate the people about these wildlife animals, show about them, and say that what not to do, what to do. It's just like you're trying to show them about them and let them see what it is. Like you'd say, I don't know, crocodile versus alligator. Like, oh hey, here's your difference. Here you go. I mean, you get to see it. That was the whole point of it being there.
Yeah, but
I mean, of course, they're gonna put the animal back. They're not gonna like keep it away forever and throw it into a zoo like most folks. But yeah,
yeah, and if the animal was hurt or something, he would probably keep it at his zoo for the time being, for it to heal up and stuff like that. Like he protects the animals till they are done, until they are fully
yeah, it's
healed.
another
And
thing. Like if an animal is like damaged or is like really hurt or something, he's gonna take. He mostly took care of them and hold up. Took care of them to assure that no predator or anything else would go after them and finish them off, just to make sure they're alive.
yeah,
Make sure they
basically.
get back out there perfectly fine. So I don't know what the hell's with their deal, because that is just not right.
I mean, I think they're
Especially
trying to
going
get
after
people.
someone who is not even alive anymore. Like that's just wrong.
And on his birthday too.
Mm-hmm. Like there is a time and a place to do these type of things, and this just wasn't it.
I mean, if you
This
have
just wasn't it. People.
more solid proof that it did stuff like that, fine, show it, do that. Then it's a
Right.
different story. But just blurting out stuff where people even can say, yes, he may have done certain of those stuff, but that is by accident probably, because it's not always like if an animal gets hurt when he's trying to maybe save another animal, is the risk that either the one animal gets hurt because stuff happening, and it tries not to let that happening. Like if there's like a domestic, we say a normal cat is running around, in the desk around there, a cat in the area, and then some sort of crocodile something is like the cats can be pretty aggressive to bigger animals. I can know that by certain stuff. But basically, if he wants to protect the cat so it doesn't get hurt, what does it do? It needs to take care of the crocodile or the alligator so it doesn't attack the cat. And the only way it can do that is to wrestle with it.
Makes sense. Gotta keep it distracted.
Yeah, and of course it may get hurt, but do you rather want the crocodile to eat up an innocent pet than actually being stopped by a person? Like, you hurt a person too in that case. Not only the animal will die, but a person may actually be worried where the cat is or stuff like that. So yes, stuff is gonna always happen in nature, but sometimes certain stuff is actually necessary to stop wildlife. Like hunting is one thing. We need to hunt so the animals doesn't occupy. What do you say? Occupy or overpopulate an area. Because it's proven scientifically that if an area becomes overpopulated, it kills other wildlife.
And yeah, it kind of ruins the ecosystem. I mean, you don't want to overhunt and you don't want to underhunt in a sense, because
Yeah.
that's basically what it does. Is you don't want to completely wipe out animals in that ecosystem, and you don't want to cause so much that it just like ruins the other animals.
Unless the animal itself is fucking killing out their own ecosystem.
Who are just like, oh, we don't need to hunt because it's because now we have like the more humane ways, such as slaughterhouses. I mean, come on.
You still have to hunt, actually.
I mean,
no one actually has to hunt the animals.
Well, that depends on what it is. Like when it comes down to say
wildlife or domesticate. What is it called? Stock. Like stock animals, like cows, pigs, and sheep.
Well, cattle.
Yeah, cattle is the word, but my brain isn't working. It's 6 a.m. Okay, 7 a.m. So. Yeah, then it's basically then you don't need to hunt, but you still need to hunt like elk and moose and big animals that lives in the forest. Then.
Yeah, moose, elk, deer.
Unless you actually have a fucking elk farm. And if you do, congratulations, you got an elk farm.
Yeah. And then of course stuff like chickens and
yeah.
Oh, well, actually no, that's cattle. What are other wildlife?
Ducks.
Yeah, duck.
Actually, ducks is like a between line there, because ducks can be both wildlife and cattle, basically.
I don't really see the point entirely of what do we get out of duck? What do we get out of that?
Meat.
Duck meat?
Food.
Well, I guess, but
in China, duck is a really popular, apparently popular dish. So
I was gonna say most when it comes to stuff like national parks, obviously we keep actual ducks just there. You can't do anything about that, which obviously because it's a park, you can't do anything about that in the first place.
Get in there with a rifle, like time to hunt duck. Middle of New York, in the middle of New York City.
Right, then there's other stuff like I was gonna say other stuff like just like a duck coming from something like that, or just like actually just being random, like let's say around where I live, I guess, like around here in this sort of like side of the United States, you would just find a duck just like right there at your school, because that's happened before. There has been like a duck that would just like randomly walk around. He's like, oh, bunch of ducks. or a bunch of geese or whatever. Like, oh,
Yeah.
technically you could hunt that, just
And
not
now I
around the
think
school,
about that
otherwise.
fucking meme about the girl saying chicken to geese.
Great.
I watched Jacksepticeye's latest video, that's why.
I haven't done that yet. But oh wait, oh no, I didn't. Okay, so what else are we going for? Well, anyway, we have like went straight off of that topic, but it's basically over anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you've chosen those. I guess it's my turn.
I think we're gonna say
Ah,
this though. Keep the PETA stuff up for now, in case there's a development by
I
time.
didn't know, but I'm gonna have it up. What do you think we should go for in this? Well, actually, we are talking about stupid stuff, so I guess we should make a segue straight into YouTube being jerks.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we.
So we'll start off with which one shall we go? Copyright or demonetization? What do you think? Or could we just put them together? Because it's
Basically,
happens.
or we could just go. Then we put it. We could just do a triple, and we could add the apocalypse at the same time because it basically.
Well, that is demonetization.
Yeah,
That is
but
that topic. It's the
yeah.
apocalypse. It's apocalypse.
So I want to take the copper strike because I heard today there was or I watched PewDiePie's latest Revive video about, and he just mentioned it in that, so we could talk with the copyright stuff because how dumb that is.
Well, two things to note. One, the copyright system just changed, or the strike system. I mean, it just changed in a sense.
It
So I
always
want to talk
changes.
about that real fast. This part is actually kind of good in a sense because it's more regular, but they've always had this three strike system. Like, three strikes, you're out. Obviously, that's the quote. That's the thing. So, okay. Sorry for the just random thing when I interject here. Sorry for the random bit of me just like a pause when I talk. Again, I'm sick, so there's a point of me like having to breathe more. So there's
When
that.
you breathe,
Anyway,
what is this?
right? I thought I used gills. Okay.
Oh,
Technically, that's still breathing. Anyway, so about the strike system, this basically just popped up on my creator studio, so that's why I bring it up because I just saw it. The new thing that they basically are doing is that before the strike system, if you got, say, a community guideline strike, basically what they would do is they would basically cancel all live streams for 90 days. So for 3 months, you were not allowed to live stream. That has happened to me in the past before. I have gotten a community guideline strike, but it was a bad one. It was a wrong one. Like, it wasn't actually anything I did. It was just a bunch of people being jerks. It happened.
yeah, that happens.
Then,
And there's always gonna be people that's gonna be yerks, and that's also an issue.
right.
Is their flagging system? That's
Yeah.
like
I mean, people just basically flagged the video for saying that, it's whatever, it's misleading content, or basically misleading content, or content that it's like complete clickbait, which in general is kind of against their guidelines,
But the problem
but
is you can
it's different.
clickbait and still keep it to the point that it actually is in the video.
It depends on the clickbait, but point is, like, that's kind of what they tried to report me for, and it did happen, and that video got taken down, and I got a strike for it, which is gone now because after 90 days the strike expires, so you're fine after 90 days. But basically what happened is that, and the way they're going to do it now is that for the first time you do something bad, like you violate a rule, they're going to give you a warning. So this just basically warns you, don't do it again, what you did wrong. And I think what they'll do is probably just take down the video. I think that's all they're going to do about it. And then the second time they'll issue the first strike, and that will make it where you can't upload or do live streams for 90 days. So there's that bit. They changed that. Then the second time will be, wait, no, for a week. For a week you can't upload, I think.
I don't know.
And
You
then,
have the stuff with YouTube up.
right.
I don't.
The first, I don't have it up. It's out there. But the first, Okay, so it'd be 1 week without uploading or live stream. That's the first strike. Second strike is 2 weeks, no uploading, no live stream. And then the third strike is channel termination. So they'll immediately get rid of your channel like that.
That's the
So that's
cop.
a new system.
And then how is it with the common community guidelines then? Because that's the different stuff now. Yeah,
Well,
now
that's
you
what I
have
said.
two.
That's the guideline. That's how the community guidelines work now.
No, because the community guidelines doesn't get you striked out from the YouTube.
It does.
That's the normal copyright.
No. Community guideline strike does get you striked out. They both have strikes.
The community guidelines, I thought, what I read is that they do actually only.
No, those will actually strike you out. So both of them are like that with copyright strikes. Obviously, if you do some really bad, like upload a full movie.
So they have basically changed the community guidelines.
Community guidelines have been like that forever. It's always had a strike system to strike you out.
When I did YouTube, like when the first apocalypse happened, the community guidelines didn't exist.
I think it was like during the second one is when the community guidelines struck up.
I think it was the first one actually because they wanted to monitor what people said and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that was the first bit, but like I said, that's nothing about community guidelines. You're not violating community guidelines when you get demonetization. That just means that it's something that the whatever it is, the ad companies don't want to do. In a sense, it's like, oh, they may not like this. They may not want to put ads in your video. Demonetization. So it has nothing to do with community guidelines. So it's literally, I've gotten demonetized in many videos for doing nothing. So I could have just been playing a random game, demonetized. Apocalypse.
I briefed the game. I got demonetized.
Right. So that was that first bit. The second bit was the algorithm changing, and it just ruined so many people, in a sense. And now we have our third one coming in. This is basically, it's not really here. We don't really have an apocalypse, but it might as well be because it's getting there again. So right now we have where people are again getting demonetized for nothing, and we're getting people's comments channel wide are getting disabled. And YouTube's response to this is basically saying, oh, this is our way to make sure, because we can't moderate all the smaller channels. So what we're going to do is we're going to disable a lot of channels that seem to have a little bit of activity or whatever. So they just do that. And it's really stupid that is their thing.
And talk about why they do it though, it's because predators, literally predators. Because kid videos, and there was one guy pointing out these videos. I don't know who it is, and I heard it. But the guy a guy I watched mentioned that it was a specific guy mentioning these people about kids in videos getting in questionable positions, and he pointed out the comment section. Now, again, comment section doesn't have anything to do with the video at all.
Right.
And
that's the thing about it. Like, whatever it is, that's basically the thing about it, is that people would just be like, oh, there's this, like, we would say like a predator in the comments or something like that, or someone just being an overall jerk in the comments. Literally what they could do is just report that one person, and they are banned from the channel. They could just immediately blacklist them from the channel, or at the same time, could actually ban that person from chatting at all. That's what YouTube could do. But instead, it's like, oh, we'll just disable the whole comments to completely just forget that. And it's not like people can
take away the monetization.
Right.
Because why not?
Why not? Just go and do that, all because the comments are going on about it, while the actual video could be perfectly fine, could be absolutely innocent and everything, and then it's the comment section that ruins it.
And yeah, like, okay, I get it. If you don't monitor your chat properly, and you see that it's never removed anything, then disable it, because then the person in question is terrible as a person and doesn't check their comments.
Well, that depends on how many comments you're getting. I mean, if you were getting like not that many comments, like maybe up to 30 or so, or below 100, I'd say. I don't know, somewhere around there. I'd say, I guess just 30 or 40. But if you get around that many comments, you should be okay to basically go through them and get rid of what's bad. But if you're, say, a big YouTuber, like,
PewDiePie?
as I mentioned before, PewDiePie or Mark, Jack, whatever, all those people, you have like thousands of comments. You're not going to go through all of those. Heck,
So
most
that,
of the time they don't even read them that much because there's so many. So at that point, I could see why there's no real point in trying to do something like that.
so then the guy mentioned that then you can add someone that can add in a few people that you trust to read your comment section for you. You know.
Right, moderators.
Yeah.
Such.
That I could then you that's good for big YouTubers. So basically, but you can't go and disable their because not everyone have time to read their comments because, like we said, PewDiePie, we say he maybe gets 1,000 comments per 10 minutes.
Like 10,000 comments.
10,000 comments.
Yeah, a thousand per. That's like 1,000 per 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Doesn't
per
take a
5 minutes basically. So yeah, so he's not gonna be able to read through all of those.
Right.
So he can't monitor that. So he needs someone to do it for him. I think he does have someone do it for him. So
Yeah. But in a way, this whole situation, literally, okay, this was a topic we were going to talk about at first, but then I was thinking to myself, this isn't really something I want to talk about because it's just no point, and it's already been discussed to death, so I don't really care. But I'm going to bring it up in this sense because it's so reminiscent. Article 13, it literally, if no one knows what that is, it's basically Europe's way to say that, like, to get stuff that's like, whatever, copyrighted content in a sense, but what they do is that whatever website it's on, they're the ones that are getting charged and everything, not the actual creator. The creator should be the one getting sued and all that, but instead it's like, say, YouTube that's getting the sue. In a sense, that's kind of what's happening here in my mind. YouTube is going after the channel for having all these bad comments, while it's really the comment person, the person who put the comment, it's their fault. They're the ones that should be punished, not the channel. But it's in a sense of doing that same thing.
yeah,
Like that's basically how I see it. It's like Article 13 in YouTube's sense. Like
but
they're the
I'm
ones
like
that's
this.
putting it out.
I said this Article 13 will fall anyway.
I mean, it's already been technical. I mean, it's probably gonna get redacted and everything, but
Because people is gonna go
or
against it
whatever it's called.
anyways, and people even if people hate YouTube, they're gonna stand with YouTube and help them because it doesn't matter in the end.
It's not really about standing with YouTube or standing with the websites. It's mostly just it doesn't make sense to begin with. It never made sense to
Um,
go after the people like the website rather than the people who did it.
like yeah, we're gonna this person uses our product. Let's sue YouTube.
Right. I mean, if you
Why?
think about it with YouTube, you have like millions of videos, like or billions actually. So you have that many. They're not responsible for every single video that gets put on there. It's not their fault. So you can't really just sue them for it.
And
So
I get the idea that they have to have checked they monitor most of the videos, yes, but every minute it uploads at least million videos. At least.
right.
You can't do that. You can't monitor in a human way. And even not even a PC can keep up with all the uploads that is coming in.
I mean, that's basically why they have their automatic reviews and everything. But yeah,
Yeah, so I feel like we going into topic a little bit on topic of why YouTube is terrible at the moment, but YouTube
right. But
the last year to be honest, the last 2 years YouTube has been instead of actually caring about the creators, they have tried to say and
in a sense, I feel like they do care. It just they're going about it all in the wrong way because they're trying to like say like the last little apocalypse bit or not really adpocalypse. It's mostly just when they changed the algorithm from uh whatever it was, like the last requirements where I think you just needed 10,000 views and I forget how many subscribers, but you needed a certain amount and 10,000 views on the channel overall.
Also
And there you go.
subscribers.
You could have monetization. And then they changed it to needing 1,000 subscribers and 40,000 hours watched in the last year, I think.
Something like that.
I think it was 4,000. It's either 4,000 or 40,000. Point is, that's how much. When that changed, you could just tell it in a sense. And their basic point of saying is like, so we can keep out all the bad YouTubers. There are a lot of like bad creators on the platform, and this is our way to make sure that they can't like rise up or whatever. Like, so you basically just make it worse for everyone else who was actually getting maybe even just a tiny little bit of money there.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, they
and
can't make a living
I mean, I get the
if they're
part.
below
I
1,000.
can
Yeah.
get it to the degree that hey, we don't want to have everyone because we can't monitor everyone.
Right.
Yes, I get that they want to limit the partnership program. Get that actually.
Right.
That's but not only that, it's the bigger channels because bigger channels like get demonetized instead because they say one thing and then the YouTube algorithm doesn't agree with it, and then they get a demonetization because they may have said a word that doesn't have anything to do.
Right.
But
It's
also,
even worse because I mean, well, you go
the thing also was they removed a lot of content you could make on YouTube because of the first apocalypse. Like one of YouTubers I watched did like war stories. He can't do that anymore because he can't monetize those videos because against YouTube. Like stuff like that disappear and it censors people to tell like stories, different stories about stuff that has happened. Like story wise you need or history wise you need to tell them what have happened, what is not happened. You know, people are people.
yeah. And okay, but what else we got? So I'm trying to loop back to a little bit earlier in that conversation. I was going somewhere with like hurting like large YouTube. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's say for example, before we brought up PewDiePie a lot, which to be honest, I'm just gonna call him Felix because I don't really like saying the other bit. It's long. It's kind of a stupid name if you ask me.
You say
But anyway,
pews.
that sounds even worse. That sounds like some stupid piece of trash. Which then again, I don't watch him, but you know, I respect him as a creator. But anyway, with Felix, you know, they basically took away all of his stuff. Like, you know, they took away the YouTube Red thing, as I mentioned before. Did I mention that with you, or did I mention this on the podcast?
I think it was with me.
But I don't know, but taking away like his YouTube Red show, uh, canceling the contract between him and Disney and everything else. So, you know, that kind of stuff happened beforehand, all from him saying a word, which it's freaking dark satire. Get over it. Anyway, there's that stuff. And basically now YouTube actually just doesn't like PewDiePie at all, which is one thing. They don't
Ever
actually.
liked him really?
I think they were okay with him at first because you know they were giving him his own show and you know he was getting all these
I mean,
sponsorships
it
and
was
stuff.
like
But
this that
now
it
they
was
don't.
basically a requirement because he was the biggest, and if people saw that he
It's
get
not
anything,
really a requirement. It's I mean you don't have to. No one has to. It's just whatever they want to go with, and you know they just
yeah,
see it
and
as a
I
good
mean
marketing strategy.
they don't want to look biased either. They want to look like a good company, or with even if
Yeah,
they
but
have to.
at the same time, I mean, as I said, it's a good marketing strategy to go after someone who gets so many views and just has so much stuff. Like, obviously, you want to get your stuff out there by promoting it somewhere where it's huge, where everyone's going to see it. So yeah, it's obvious. But you think about that, and then you think about the second apocalypse that happened, which basically happened because of Logan Paul, because of all the stuff he did with like the suicide thing in the forest, you know, the suicide guy in the forest. Like that was obviously his stupidity. You know, he's an idiot. We've all known this, and their reason for, you know, like I said, changing the requirements and everything was because of that. That was their that was the main reason. But they punished smaller YouTubers instead of him and other big YouTubers that do that kind of stuff. They don't punish them. They punish the smaller YouTubers that they're just like, oh, we don't want new and upcoming people to do something like that, but we're not going to worry about any of the people that are huge and everyone's watching. No.
And not only that, his apology letter and stuff.
I barely even. His apology letter was really like, oh, I probably should, or, you know, I should have not been recording or whatever. Just all this other stupid stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, huh.
Like
What's even worse is I mentioned in the beginning of that video, like, you know, I watched it obviously, or I watched a copy of it because of the time it was already taken down. But I watched the copy, and in the beginning of the video, he mentions some. It's like, oh, the later this video, it's kind of bad or whatever. And for one, he's at a desk talking, and then at the same time, he's also uh, like on the road walking around. There's two parts with him in like those locations. He could have talked about the whole thing there and not shown a single bit of footage, and everybody would have got the same message that he was trying to send. But instead, he actually just leaves the recording bit in there. Could have edited that out, and everything would have been fine.
Yeah.
And just like talked about it, and everybody would have got the same message he was trying to send out. But instead, he was an idiot, put that in, and made it a whole lot worse.
And that is why I don't watch YouTubers that is popular. Except PewDiePie, but
Yeah.
accepting.
I watch only a few people. 3. Mark, Jack, Game Grumps. It's basically the ones I'll watch. But yeah, but anyway, that's basically that kind of stuff about the YouTube being stupid. And the last thing about YouTube, though, I would say is like the way the copyright system is going right now, which is another piece of the puzzle. The whole Apocalypse 3, in a sense, like the kind of stuff that they're doing now, which is really stupid. Say this wasn't a PewDiePie video, so I don't. You probably saw this, but about this one guy who basically made a song completely his own. He created his own song, and it was copyrighted by someone, and he couldn't appeal it. It would not let him appeal it, so he couldn't even get money from something he created all on his own. And I think I don't know if they gave him a strike or anything, but it claimed it and demonetized it and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just getting. YouTube is getting dumber and dumber for.
Oh, that doesn't even cover how stupid it like that bit is. There's this one person who was in a stream and they were testing their voice. So the little bit that got clipped was them saying like, "Hello, is this working?" Test like that, and that was copywritten. That got a copyright claim. Why? Why
Like I
would that
said,
get a
YouTube
copyright
gets
claim?
dumber and dumber for each year.
Oh,
And
and another.
Susan even knows it because her kids complain about how you rewind one. So she should maybe
Right.
take a hard look at what's going wrong overall. Because I don't think if one thing is wrong, maybe there is more issues to the site than just a video.
Right. And another little bit that's actually a little messed up is I forgot who it was, but there's this person recently that I was that basically mentioned about the copyright system. They said that like 3 to 4 seconds was copyrighted for something, and I'm just sitting here thinking that shouldn't have happened. And the main reason why is because that's actually against the whatever it is, the free use policy. That's against it to I have 3 to 4 seconds being claimed. I forget what it is. It's
Yeah.
like a little gray area, but it's like 10 to 15 seconds, I think,
Yeah,
is how much you're allowed
but it's
to have.
because it doesn't get detected by YouTube often.
I think it was manual review. I think it was a manual review that happened, but it's like 10 to 15 seconds is the free use policy that you're perfectly allowed to use, and then you can't use any more of it because after that it's not for use. It's actually copyright.
Yeah.
So that should be fine, but everybody gets it anyway.
Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah. Honestly, that's actually something to be completely. I'm pretty sure YouTube could probably get in trouble for something like that because that's actually that's technically copyright law. Is the free use policy? It's a part of it. So
Unless you're in
yeah,
Korea. It's fucking weird.
yeah, and YouTube isn't a Korean company, so
Yeah.
or Google. No, so.
But would Korea sue them on their soil? YouTube has to follow the Korean copyright laws. That's the issue. That's why the
Yeah, that makes no sense in a
actually
way.
that was so far because PUBG, when they sued Fortnite, American company and a Korean company. That's why it was so big of it, because they didn't follow the American law. They followed the Korean law.
Honestly, what it should be is that whoever is getting sued should be the law that's followed because they're trying to follow their own law, not someone else's law that they have no concerns with. So that shouldn't be how it is. It should be whatever location they're based in, that's whose law should be going around the person that's getting sued. That's what they should try to follow, not some other country. Let's say this, for example. Saying here in the US, you are perfectly allowed to rip CDs or rip DVDs to a hard drive to have for backup use. You can do that. That is perfectly legal. But over in, say, the UK, that's illegal. You can't do that. So if someone in the UK was to try to sue me, that technically is trying to say that I had to follow their law in this case. That's technically what this kind of thing is kind of going with.
I think that's why the law, why the thing dropped. That's because there's two different laws. They don't follow the same law.
Yeah.
I have gotten if like Epic Games had been Korean, then maybe that
Yeah,
worked.
that bit makes sense. Like you can find, like I said, in my scenario, if I was to live in the UK and I did all that, then they have rights to fine me or put me in jail, whatever their thing is. I forget what it is. I think it's like probably just a fine. I don't remember, but you could do that. But since I'm in the US, I follow its law, and I wouldn't get fined, or I shouldn't be.
Hey,
Yeah.
law
As long
system.
as I don't re-burn the discs and then sell them off, we're fine. And I don't. I back up my stuff. I mean, heck, discs can get scratched up, broken, and then you have to go pay it again. That's the reason why we have backed up stuff, so we can preserve our content for in case stuff like that happens. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of our law there. But anyway, that's a huge tangent over the YouTube stuff. But yeah,
It's basically how it works. Like YouTube, and that's gonna go technically back to the that anybody can sue YouTube for someone using the product. Like they're following a law. They're following a law. United States. They're a United States company. But because of Article 13, they have to split up to two different headquarters.
well, I think it's mostly that. I mean, YouTube is originally like a U.S. company, but at the same time, they've branched out so far to where they have multiple companies now in different regions.
Yeah.
So
But now
because
they
of
have to
that,
follow. Actually, they need to put up a second, like headquarter instead of one major in, because they
right.
need one for the European Union because of
Well,
a
I don't
new
think they need a
law.
second. I don't really think they need a second headquarters in a sense. It's just that because they are putting like a whatever, not really a studio, but like a building, just like they're spreading their business over to that country in that style, then yeah, that's how that works.
I think we've done it YouTube because I'm just getting sad of it. I'm just dumb.
Yeah, it's just overall the entire topic here of YouTube to basically go along with it is dumb. They're dumb.
I feel like we have
Yeah.
we're just doing dumb topics today.
I mean, pretty much. It's just like everything that's stupid.
Should we like do a
I don't think
ending
there's anything
with the
else stupid on the
dumbest
topic
one of
list.
the greatest topics we can talk about, but also like because of the latest stuff, that latest episode.
Which one?
What do you think?
The
great the great anime, but with the stupid latest episode. That makes me sad.
Okay, we can switch off to something like that. So, completely random tone shift here. Well, not really. We're still trashing something. But
well, first we're gonna talk good about something, then we're gonna trash it totally.
Right.
Because
So here's the thing before we start. If anyone is listening right now, we are about to talk about the anime Sword Art Online, the newest season, Alicization, or Sword Art Online 3, whatever you want to call it. So we're about to talk about that. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to put up a spoiler warning text, which I'm doing right now. So as this is on the screen, that means we're going to be spoiling a lot of stuff. And if you don't want to hear about that, you can mute the video or whatever, and once it's off the screen, hey, you can resume listening again. So, all depends.
I'm gonna just read the like the beginning of the mal synopsis, how you pronounce it.
It's pretty easy to just
that's basically sums up the whole beginning of the
I mean, I can easily summarize it.
Yeah, you can, but I mean for those who hasn't seen, basically.
I can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can do it.
Yes, but I can do it with wait. I have it. You can do it, but this is basically how they tells it in the way of organization, how it starts. Where am I?
Whatever, fine.
Before he knows it, Kirito has made a full dive into an epic fantasy like virtual world with only a murky recollection of what happened right before he logged in. He starts to wander around searching for clues. That was basically, that's the funny part, that was the only information you had when they announced the accusation.
Pretty much. But I could have easily said that without making it sound like I'm reading off a piece of paper.
That's what I'm doing best.
I know, I'm just saying, I mean, you could easily just say that in this season, it has Kirito waking up in a world, doesn't have any memories of stuff that's happened, and yeah.
And for those who doesn't know it, I'm really happy about this season because I think the reason I'm really happy is because Silica is not in. I hate Silica. If anyone has ever watched any live stream,
in it just a tad bit, but it's just like as a really minor character.
Yeah, and for once I'm like, yes, be gone, you little piece of f. I hate you.
I thought for a second there you were about to say. I thought for a second there you were gonna do the whole begone thought thing or whatever. Like, wow.
hey, I have trashed her enough in my life. But like, basically, so the ground story is basically Kirito wakes up in a virtual world or virtual. I don't know if it's really virtual or not because it's like a fucking weird thing. Yes, but like it's like a weird. It's more or less a weird.
That's the thing. It's the virtual world, but it's not a VR game or just a VR thing. It's just a full virtual world.
Yes, basically, it's like a new more of a like a reality.
Well, then that would be VR now, wouldn't it? Because virtual reality.
Yes, but the reason is because so anyone who has seen season 1, arc 2, you know that guy who I don't ever remember the name because
Kikwokwa. Yes, I remember names.
Yeah, that guy who tries to brainwash people.
No, that's not Kiko. That's what?
You know the guy who's
You made me say the wrong thing. You made me say the wrong. I thought you were talking about Kiko. Anyway, okay, no.
You're talking about
in that little bit.
that's the minister
no,
guy?
that's Sugo.
Yeah, Sugo.
The person you're talking about is Sugo.
Yeah. So he tries to brainwash people. And in season 3 now, accusation, the minister guy that I think he mentioned, but I don't fucking care about the name.
Kiko.
Yes, him. That has helped Kirito through basically the second season, using the same thing to brainwash kids, like babies.
That's not really brainwash.
It's basically what it does. It forced them to live in a world.
He didn't do No, he didn't do babies.
Oh,
The point of the story is that what happened is that he got actual adults, and okay, I'll explain a little bit of this. Like, the system that they're using is called a soul translator, and basically what it does is it can copy like what they call the soul, but it's a sense your mind, and it creates what you would call an AI, but not. It's not an AI. It's still kind of a person, and if they were to be called an AI, they basically break apart because they can't understand what you're talking about. But basically what's going on is that they made a bunch of what are called artificial fluct lights, which is the souls, and they make those, and they produced offspring from there. So that's where the children came in.
And nonetheless, he's trying to brainwash people to become bots, basically. To see how to work bots. And I'm like, but the one guy that tries to brainwash people was bad, but when you do it, it's fine.
I don't really say that they were brainwashing. What part of it came into the brainwashing?
Basically, the part where it said that it's gonna
brainwashing that was Pontifex.
I mean, it's basically brainwashing. That's what they do. It forces people to do something they didn't agree to.
That's they freely allowed the Flucklight to be copied to make an artificial one. They freely allowed that. But
the first ones, yes, but the later ones didn't.
Yeah, but that's not brainwash. That's something completely different.
Yeah, it's still bad.
The Pontifex do all the stuff.
It's still bad. Yeah,
yeah, but you can't throw that onto Kikoga. You can just say.
Yes, I can. I don't like that minister guy. I've never liked the guy either.
Well, yeah, he's doing stupid stuff, and he's also doing stuff illegal. So in a sense, he's no.
But he's a government guy, so he's fine. Everything is fine because he's working for the government.
But yeah. The point of the whole show so far is that Kikoka and the Wrath Company, in a sense, has been wanting to create an artificial intelligence. And we're just sitting here like, well, that's already been done. If you think about it, that's already been done. Kaiba created Yui, so that's an artificial intelligence completely.
And only different, and Kirito even brought her out to the real world.
They kind of have, considering they have the, I don't know what it's called, but the
camera thing,
augmented reality stuff. Augma? Is that what it's called?
AR.
No. The actual
augmented
name of it.
reality.
Called the Augma?
Augmented reality.
Like, I know what it's called. What it
I
does.
I don't care what the machine is called.
The actual name. That's what I'm saying. I think it's called the Augma. Point
Wait,
is,
I can check up. I would say Ordinal Scale. That's the prequel to this, so it's maybe mentioned what the item is called.
Ordinal Scale. But anyway.
Augma. Good boy, you remember a name.
And even in the games, which, it's two different storylines in this sense, but in the games, they also have Straya, which is even more of an AI, because she acts way more like a person than Yui does. So that kind of strains it too.
Yeah, but Straya is so... I don't like her either.
But
like, she's just irritating.
When they introduced the Alicization story, they could literally just get Straya and try to do stuff with that, or try to make like more AI like that, or I don't know, whatever they're wanting to do. But instead, like, no, we just want to make a whole new one because apparently it hasn't been done before. Like, yeah, it has.
Yeah, that Yuna girl, that the guy will try to implement.
What's even worse is Kikoka knows about Yui. He completely knows about her in a sense because she's been there with the rest of the group.
Yeah, but also the Juna girl from Ordinal Scale. That is actually
Right.
that we know for sure is in the canon story because watch if you watch the first arc of the latest season, you see her in the intro.
Well, Ordinal Scale is canon.
Yes, but
I
it's a little
mean,
bit
it
hard
is
because
canon.
it's a movie that doesn't mention too much about other stuff.
I'd say it is a canon story, mostly because all the concepts from it are in 3, and at the same time are also in the alternative story, which again that could also be non-canon
Yeah,
because it wasn't created by
yeah.
Kawahara, but still.
So,
But
but
we're getting a little
basically,
off track on that one.
Juna was also an AI, and she literally was created outside a machine also using, and she was almost more alive or less because they used memories of a real person.
Right.
Oh my god, memory for real. So the ideas are already being implemented. So what is it working on? This is going
No idea.
deeper.
But we might as well skip ahead to some of the future episodes, not the newest one yet. We'll get there. But to note, I want to note this for people who aren't following along for some stupid reason. You should be. And also, why aren't you muted right now? There's a spoiler warning on the screen. Anyway,
Yeah,
if you're not
you
following
blame
along yet.
yourself now.
Yeah. Anyway, to follow along with the stuff of, I'm still wondering where Kaiba comes in with this because so far the doctor, I don't remember her name, but the one that came in with or
Oh
that
yeah,
brought Asuna along, just
Hayaba's
like
wife.
her is I'd say assistant that sort of became like a girlfriend or something. I don't really think it was
Aren't they
wife.
married actually?
Probably engaged, but I don't think they were married.
No,
Maybe
he
they were. I don't
died
know.
because, or he never died. Died. He just
Well, he did die, but he fried
and
his brain, his mind
and
into the system.
uploaded it on the internet again.
Well,
AI
not the internet, into the into like the
cardinal
what it was
system.
called. Not wrecked. What was the original one called?
Cardinal
The
system.
original
That's the
company?
whole.
No. Well, yeah, the Cardinal system. But
That's the whole system
I'm
that's
saying the
used.
yeah, I was talking
The
about the original
company
company
doesn't.
name.
I don't remember the company. Nobody cared about the company.
Well, it was a part of it. So, wait, work progress. It was in my head. Point is, basically just like copied stuff into the Cardinal system, and when Wrecked Progress copied it into ALO, his or it didn't copy it, basically took the whole system and basically took his conscience there, and then he had the seed with him, gave it to Kirito. They had the seed in all the games that came with it, which basically brought him into all those areas or allow him to traverse into every area if he wanted.
And I
But it doesn't really leave the question of, is he actually at the Wrath like place or not? Because it could be just like her hallucinating because she's having all these like flashbacks of like all the stuff that she did with him. But yeah, I don't know.
yeah, but basically that doctor girl is like intelligent one,
Right. But
intelligent for
like I said,
once.
also I'm
Yes.
just wondering if he's actually there in a sense, or if maybe they already
Didn't
somehow
they
the AI
use
bit was
the
created
wait? Didn't
using him.
didn't he, the minister just tell that he actually used the SAO system also, the system for this test?
I don't know. Wait, are you talking about Cardinal
The
or
soul flagship, soul stuff. Didn't he use this the idea of the SAO system? Seed, this was to create the
well,
world.
I think they like kind of use the seed, but it doesn't entirely connect to Cardinal. It is Cardinal, but in this sense, it actually is a copy rather than being fully part of it.
That's gonna be quite. Is Kayaba gonna be uprised again?
I don't know. That's the question. Like, is he actually in the underworld right now?
That
or
would
is
surprise
he,
me if they just he added him in. Kawahara is
Right.
like amazing about writing it. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like literally,
Mm-mm.
that's why like the more episodes we watch, like the first arc, amazingly done. Then when we come to
Right.
the second arc, where I think it starts with the prison when they escape from the prison, first part of the second
I
arc.
think the second arc. Wait, did the second arc begin after they met with Cardinal, or when they met up with her?
I think it's after they met the Cardinal, actually. Like
Right.
after basically she told how the system worked.
Okay, that's long stupid.
Like
Oh,
this
fine.
person is the bad guy. And I don't trust that Cardinal system either. Actually, don't
I
trust
think
it anymore.
she's fine. I figured Cardinal system's fine. It's
The
just
Pontifex is also a
Pontifex.
Cardinal system.
Well, that's because it was stolen. Pontifex wasn't exactly the Cardinal system. It was
That's the
well, they're
Cardinal
both
system
basically
going
stolen in a
crazy.
sense. It was that
I don't trust any of
it
them.
was but that's not the sense. It was that that the Pontifex basically just knew all these sacred arts and everything, and basically just stole the powers of Cardinal, of the system itself, and then later split off into another person, but it backfired and created the other half. So it had two different halves of the Cardinal system.
I don't trust the other one either. I don't trust any of them.
I think Cardinal's fine, but it's obviously Pontifex isn't. Which, speaking of
Hey, how can you
Pontifex, I
say
guess we
Pontifex
should-
is not fine?
was latest episode.
I mean,
Speaking of
we
latest
talk about
episode, I
like
guess we
we're
can
gonna go
for
through
it.
important episode first.
Hmm?
That important compared to the rest. But like,
But,
then I think then you have the fight is like the fightings in this game. This anime actually in fully. It's not like it's
budget
like
increased insanely.
yeah, and it's not like it's skill based only anymore. It's like now it's more like you have to believe in yourself to actually do anything.
Pretty much.
Like, oh, if you're not strong
Right.
enough in your belief that you can beat me, I'm gonna beat you. And that's just a reflection on reality, also, in my opinion. Like,
Isn't that just stealing from Excel World, in a sense? Because that's the
is he
whatever it's
stealing
called.
when he wrote both of them?
Maybe he's stealing. Well, it's taking from another show. That
He
they
used
created,
probably
just
with the
to take
same
little-
idea
reusing
from the
ideas.
show.
Yeah, just reusing ideas isn't a good idea.
Yes,
So,
but the
what
the
was
thing
it called in Excel World?
I don't know.
It starts with an I. Uh,
Station?
something system. It's just like not improvising.
Infinity something?
No, that's so they can do something else. I don't know what it's called, but it's the
Only time I heard
system that
something
they
with the
use.
system in the Atterworld versus Tau was actually Infinite system. That they can use their attacks unlimited, basically.
Yeah, but that's not it. It's the incarnate system. There we go. It was that system to where basically if they believed hard enough, then they could do whatever they put their mind to. So in a sense that if they wanted their fist to like act like a blade and stab into something, if they believed it hard enough, they could do that. So in a sense, it seems like that's sort of where Alicization is going, except they can't do that. It's just basically like if they believe hard enough, then they can definitely beat somebody.
But the problem is, they still need to have skills to actually be able to kill them.
Right. But
But
okay.
like,
To scale out.
what scale out? Scale...
I was gonna say to scale up the episode list, like to say of the things that are happening.
I mean, I'm taking down the fighting system. I like that. Normally,
Well,
like
yeah.
the old Tau, the first season the first arc, and actually the whole first season, the fighting system felt a little bit rushed. Like, it was not that good. Even in the
I wouldn't,
novels, it
I wouldn't
felt
really say
like,
it was rushed. It just they didn't really have much of a budget to work with.
yeah,
Well, they did have a good one, but not exactly.
yeah, and even in text form, I mean, even reading fighting, like, I felt like he improved right in the fighting stuff. The more you read, also, like, I'm a Mother Rosario on the novels, and the battle between Asuna and Tekken was was really good written. And
Well,
same,
obviously, the further they go down the road, the more able they're going to be when it comes to actually writing and everything.
and when it
But
comes to new seasons, yeah, I think if they're gonna end in 4 episodes, if it's 5 episodes left, 20 to 24, that means that there is no more seasons. Then there will be a third season, or a fourth season, or a, I don't know what it's
well, like
called.
what I'm thinking they're gonna do, as I mentioned before, is that what I think they're gonna do is they're gonna go to like 24, 25, whichever it is, and they're gonna end this course. So it's or core or whatever it called, but it ends there, and they
Maybe
just
we'll be
basically
back
take a
in a.
break. It's all the same season, but they take a little break to uh, create more or do as like a marketing strategy or something. They just take that break, and then maybe later in the year they'll start up again and do the rest to the core, or they do it next year. Depends on what they want to do, and that'll be season 3, core 2. That's what I
Basically,
guess.
I think it's gonna be in like next year though, because this is like,
It
or actually in
depends.
the end of this year if they.
When did it start last year? Like September,
21 weeks
August,
ago.
July? Duh.
Week 7 now. No, week 8 now. Week 8.
Well, then you also have to think about the break weeks and
Yeah, I
other stuff.
discounted that 1 week they didn't upload.
But I don't know. But regardless, uh, trying to think. So that's probably how they're going to handle it. If not the core, then they're just going to keep going all the way to 50 because they have said that's how many episodes they're going to do is up to 50. Because
Or
in
at least
reality,
that
the
we know
Alicization
about.
isn't finished.
It's not even, yeah. That's the thing also.
Like,
That's he's gone through what I have checked in the. I have not read, but I have checked in the. It's like they have gone through 5 or already out of like, I think there's 10 in the Alicization one.
yeah, I think it's like 100 chapters
Yeah,
is
and
how
they
much
have
is
already gone
total
half
that they're going
through
for.
basically that.
Because I think 50 chapters is how much the other arcs had, or the other seasons had. So that ended up being 2 arcs per season, and of course there was the mini arcs like
One
Excalibur,
mini
which
arc
nobody
that
talks about.
nobody likes.
Nobody talks about that one. But so there's like that, and now that we have 100 chapters, that's 50 episodes that we go for, and they could probably do all that in one go if they wanted. And then of course they'd have to stop until Kawahara makes more. Just
Yeah,
probably
and
take a while.
the thing is, he's released 18, volume 18.
Yeah, just released 18, so that was great. I mean, I don't really know the way that I think it's just basically they do by volume and it takes a little while. I know some like manga and light novel people actually release chapters on a weekly or monthly basis. Like I know the anime Food Wars, they actually do manga chapters every week, which is always great.
Yeah,
But
and
that's another show topic.
the
But yeah,
characters, the new characters, Yo, Alice, those are actually good old
well,
characters.
those are obviously really good. I don't remember what was her name? The student, the red haired one. I don't know her name.
Yes,
Who?
yes, that's the redhead, red eyes.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're saying. Point is, yeah, her, she's she's good. Yeah, she's a good character. I'd say.
Yeah, I liked her.
Uh,
That
yeah.
is, they do like they do with a lot of characters. It's like remove
And
them and then
as far as villains go, uh, the two nobles, Rios and whatever the other person's name was,
just
I guess, uh, those two, well, as far as villains go, they're not bad mini villains, or I'd call them that mini villains,
oh
because
Rios and
they're like side
that
villains,
is
but
not like yeah, but he's dead. One of them is I think Rios
well,
died,
yeah, I think so. But
and the other guy I
whereas like
don't remember
as
what happened with. But
I think his like arm was cut off, and he basically just like took the
wasn't that Rios that
like
got
ribbon or
cut off?
whatever.
Was that the other? I think
I
it was
don't know,
Rios who
but
died because his arm was cut off.
well, both of them were cut off, but like both of them had arms cut off. But like one took like the other one took the like whatever it was ribbon or scarf, whatever, to cover up their arm instead, which caused the one that they took away from
Yeah,
durability
that
to
was
fall
the
at the
other
same
guy
time.
that no one cared about because
Yeah, but as I was saying though, like them as mini villains is always was actually kind of good in a sense, but in another way it was reused
it was
because that
basic.
was Sugo from from the first
Yeah,
season.
and not only that, it was like a also a remake of the Laughing Coffin. They could do like a, a I'm not killing Gil, but like a, a people that would kill if they if people didn't do what they wanted.
Well, did they really kill though? I don't really say they
They
killed.
they they were gonna attack. They did actually put up a fight against Io when his
I
eyes
suppose.
burst. So yeah,
I don't guess, but there's that, and there's
and then all the integrity
I would say they're
knights.
mostly just I mostly say they're just Sugo copies because they basically act in the same way.
Thinking they can do what they want without repercussions.
I mean, when it came to Sugo, everyone's thoughts on him was that it was how a villain should be, to where you absolutely freaking hate them. And if you can make a character where everyone absolutely hates, you know you made a good character.
Yeah,
Like you know you've
Suga
written
was just
well if someone just
actually
hates
wasn't even good
the
as a
fashion.
bad guy. Like, no.
It was just that it was so hateable. Like it was so hateable that it just makes it perfect as someone to write for. But
I mean,
regardless,
he's felt more of a pity character than a bad character. But Reyes that like was like they were upperclassmen. They were
like I said, they're more of like a antagonist more than a villain. But it was just like something that was actually kind of good
yeah.
at the moment.
And
But
then
you
like
were talking about the
integrity
Timezoneers?
knight. The how they have made them. That's also like I like that idea that they like even if it's like one time use for most of them, like they actually put in effort to some of them to actually show that this is important stuff that is story. But otherwise, it was like they didn't add that many side characters that they have done in
Right.
Alicization. You have like you had the trainers in the first 3-4 episodes. Was it the trainer for Ego and Kirito? Amazing characters
Well,
made.
those two, and then the whatever it was the number one at the academy,
Yeah,
whatever that challenged them, or Kirito in a sense. Then there's some other stuff too,
it,
but
those
what was it?
sort of stuff that in the other season they were mostly only background characters. It was never like they joined in a random character that often in the one or two.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, I kind of relate them to Eugene because, in a sense, it kind of is like that. Where it's like an episode or two of some antagonist in a sense to face, which I wouldn't really say antagonist, more like a type of one-time rival, I guess, or someone just to face. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah. But as far as you're saying with the Integrity Knights, their story in a way kind of does work. I mean, does
They,
kind
they,
of seem pretty good.
because they add in like this is, and some of them like the first Integrity Knight they fought, he actually was actually known by them. It's like, oh, it's you who won this tournament last year. Now
Right.
you're, and he doesn't remember. They're like telling that what the Pontifex actually works with, what the
No.
administrator main goal is.
In all honesty, though, it's a little weird in a sense if you think about it, because
Trolling people.
what? Well, obviously, but I'm saying what's weird about it is the ways they procure them. Like they either, if someone who violates the taboo index, basically they're candidates to be an integrity knight. And then there's also people who say, "Oh, we do all this sword stuff, or whatever. Like, oh, we're great knights or whatever in the sword academy. Like, oh, we'll be integrity knights. Like, okay, sure. I mean, sure, they go after great talent, which is what Euclid or however you pronounce his name. Uh, that's basically what his reason was. Because he won that tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like his talent was super good, so they made him a knight. So in a way, it's just kind of weird of like the process of getting them.
Oh, you're a criminal? Here, join my army.
Pretty much, it's like, you violated something that is grounds for execution. How about this? Become part of my army. Oh, don't worry. And then it's like, oh, you make a criminal into your army. It's like, don't worry about it. We'll steal their memories. They will never know.
Oh, you won a tournament? Join my army. You will not remember that you won.
You want to brag about it to your coworkers? You're not gonna remember it.
Like, you have the best army because no one would ever know that half of
want
the
that to be a
are
meme.
criminals.
Oh yeah, but I want that to be a meme now. Just saying stuff like that. It's like, so you cut off someone's arm. It's like, whatever. We'll just steal your memories. No one will know.
So you want death penalty? I don't know. Are you sure you don't want to join the army? You will not remember anything, but you can join our army. It's free. And
You know,
food's included.
what kind of makes no sense though? Like in the sense of like when they got Alice, like the way they had it is I don't remember the knight's name, but the knight who came down there to uh, get Alice when they were little, and they had to wipe his memory too of that particular part so that he wouldn't know the process of how Alice became integrity knight because their ideals is that they come from heaven in a sense.
Yes.
So
They used to
sorry,
like to
stay breathing with it.
remove memories of people.
Pretty much. So they basically just removed that. And if you think about it, they really should have removed everyone's memories in Rulid. Because they should have done it. It wouldn't have been hard. There's not that many people there. She should have just came down there and removed all the memories there. They would never had a problem with people knowing about Alice.
I mean,
But instead,
even if
it
when you
was
have a hobby, you have to sometimes take it easy.
I guess, but the point is, like, that's something they should have done, and they would never had a problem. But there are people who knew about Alice that, oh, she was taken and executed, and then what if Alice has to come down there for a mission or something, and they see her, and it's like, oh my god, that's how she was never executed.
Yeah,
She
but
became a knight.
that's
What
the
happened?
issue because no one knows she's alive.
Yeah, no one knows except
Ego
for
figured out
Ichigo
because
and
he's intelligent. Kind of.
well, no, because she's the one who had to come and get them, and it's pretty easy to see the face of someone that and be like, oh, same hair, same face. Basically, the headband is a dead giveaway. Come on, you're basically just thrown in the face.
Can I
Hey,
ask you a question? Have you seen
childhood
Sailor
friend who
Moon?
should be
Have you
dead
seen
alive.
Sailor Moon?
No.
No, but I recommend that pop because I watched that with a friend, sadly dubbed. But like, and oh, I can
No
actually
sadness
mention
there.
something even more. Superman. Glasses.
Yeah. Everybody, it's like, I can't exactly work at this. Can't exactly work at this reporting and newspaper outlet because,
People recognize me.
people won't recognize me. How am I gonna fix this? Freaking
Oh, look at
freaking
those
Sergeant Butter
beautiful
comes over.
glasses. I'm gonna put them
Sergeant
on.
Butter comes over, just like, why don't you use these? Like, just like, here's some glasses. They'll never know the difference. Just like, put it on. That's perfect. And then just like goes to work the next day, just like, oh god, everyone's gonna call me out for being Superman. Turn around, it's like, and
Who are
just
you?
someone got to push him over, like, who the hell are you? Oh, okay. It's even worse because he talks to people. Like, for the longest time, both as Clark and Superman have talked to Lois Lane, just like, oh no, don't know anyone. Sorry. Just like, it's like, no, can't tell the voices apart. Like, you are the stupidest person alive. If you
Isn't
can't
she
tell
also
by the face, you can absolutely
she,
tell by
like,
the voice.
a reporter? Isn't she like?
Mm-hmm. She's a reporter who goes into dangerous events to try to figure it out. She's super stubborn about it, and it took her so long just to figure out, hey, same person.
Oh, I can figure out this criminal plot, but I can't figure out who Superman is.
Yeah, they can't do that, but Yu-Gi-Oh figures out, oh hey, that's Alice, but just looking at her.
Yeah. So I mean, it could have worked because like, I think like Ego knows her the most because they were friends,
Right.
and probably Celica would know her also. But like, otherwise, I don't think anyone in the village would recognize her, except two of them.
But when it comes down to, like, let's say, Kirito, the only reason why he didn't recognize her as much is because, it was a faded memory, because that's what
Yeah.
the
They
game
wipe
as a kid
memories
part
too.
was about. Yeah, they wipe it. Freaking who started this? You wipe it memories.
They must have a really bored life. Like, what should we do today? Should we wipe someone's memory? Just feeling like wiping someone's memory. You there? I'm gonna wipe your memory. I don't like you.
Of like having an NDA agreement is like, oh, you can't tell anyone about this. It's like, okay. It's like, well, we're possibly gonna get some leaks. How do you know he's not gonna tell anyone about this? We'll wipe his memory. There's another part of the meme. I'm telling you, man, this would be perfect. Always start it.
And just now we're gonna go. I think that we should end soon. So we're gonna go into the last episode, and that where we're gonna like trash the whole like season for people that's still listening. Hasn't watched it. Why haven't you watched it? Why didn't you just go watch it?
At this rate, if anyone was watching, I don't think they're watching anymore because of this long spoiler warning. It's taking so long to stop. So they're just like, okay, you know what? They're not going to stop spoiling stuff. I'm out of here.
That's the thing with a spoil anime. We spoil out everything. We're gonna spoil your life.
What's the reason why it's there? But I don't know. With the latest episode,
Yeah, like it started off so promising. Like it was sounding good.
Well, before we started, we had to do a little bit of a pretense because we didn't exactly go forward into it. But both Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh have been battling up the Axiom Church, like facing every Integrity Knight and all that. And then they got to the top, or they got to the part with Alice.
Some
and both,
5th floor or something, 50th or something like.
Something like that. But
then the wall broke. Like.
Yeah, the wall broke. Both Alice and Kirito fall out. Yu-Gi-Oh had to go up and had to face the number 1 Integrity Knight.
The one with that actually wielded the blue rose sword from the beginning.
Right. And what was it? Basically, he did sort of win, but then didn't win thanks to the weird freaking Jester assistant.
The Jester Senator.
Yeah, Jester Senator. I mean, it's even bad that his character is a joke.
Oh, hey, he's the senator, but he's dressed as a clown. How?
I don't know, but regardless, that's the thing. And he got captured in it.
And while he was captured. On top of that, so Kirito and Alice is on the outside wall trying to climb up. using
now they're waiting for
magic.
morning. I think they're waiting for dawn. Yeah, using magic, which is like, oh hey, summon pointing object, stab in a wall, jump like flip on top using acrobatics, summon sharp object, stab into the wall, repeat.
Okay, and note to this, Alice armor. Alice armor.
Yeah.
Like, it was way heavy. It's just like jumping up like there's nothing.
Full Noel move of like, here's a chain, pull me up. Like that's a Noel move immediately. But basically to continue on there, like all that happened, and they stopped at a point where there were
They made a recap or
denizens of was basically like denizens of the dark territory were there on the building, which they shouldn't have been, and that caused Alice to get very suspicious.
yes. And Kirito
course
made a recap his story, episode 18.5. Right. Really good episode. Anyway, even if it's just a recap, because
I didn't watch that.
Should go
I
watch
need
that.
to, but I didn't.
It's actually like one of those episodes you like where it's actually the person in the anime that tells it instead of outside. Yeah. It's basically a pretty fast recap, but recap nonetheless.
Right. And then yeah, with
and then almost talk about almost Alice eyes blew out also.
I didn't get to that part yet.
It's basically after recap. That's when they're sitting on that edge.
Well, you could say recap, but you always want to explain it more. What I was saying with well, really, just saying recap is just basically makes no sense. It wasn't entirely a recap.
Basically, it was like all the episode up to 18 point.
Yeah, but that's not what Kirito did. I mean, yeah, that's part of it, but it's like a side conversation that didn't exactly happen. With I'm saying in the latest episode, in that bit, he talks to her about who she actually is, her actual name, where she's from, her sister.
Yeah, he did in the recap also, basically.
Well, no, didn't watch.
Yeah, you should.
We're talking about the latest episode. So, did all that. That happened, and yes, her eye almost exploded. Which, to be honest,
I wonder what did it with exploding eyes in this.
Actually, no, she did. It did.
Did it? I don't remember. Yeah, I was away for a second, checking this.
Because she said she didn't want to fight. No, she did want to fight both the gods and the administrator, and it showed a scene with just like blood spraying, and that was it didn't show it actually exploding, but it did explode.
Exploded, but without showing it.
Like it didn't show the actual eye bleeding or anything. It just showed like a sort of reddish background with blood spraying out. That was it. So it did explode.
Yes.
Just
and
like
now, but this is going on. Basically, Ego is still climbing up after. Well, actually, kind of climbing alone and not climbing alone. I don't fucking get where the jester.
I don't think he was climbing at all. Didn't he just appear in the room?
I don't know. I just saw him in a.
I think he just appered in the room. I think the senator brought him there or whatever.
Yeah. the senator that is a jester. That's like I said this to Nexus like 2 weeks ago that they must be understaffed or something hiring him. Like we need a senator, someone good.
Like, you know what? We are a very powerful organization. We are like what everybody must like worship and all that. And how about we have one of our most highest ranking members be a total joke? Like, why not? Live up the mood. Let them know we're not all too serious.
And if they make fun of him, you just kill them. Or wipe their memories and make them member of our team.
Yep. You gonna make fun of our joke, Senator? Pfft, we'll wipe your memory. Anyway, so the annoying part begins. So we have Yujiro walking into
a room, a random fucking room.
Random room, which happens to be the administrator's bedroom. Then all that happens, which you may explain.
Yes, I could. Why me? Okay, because I love this part. Or I sat there watching like, oh, this is interesting. And then like so, I'm really obsessed with eyes and stuff. So she has very beautiful eyes, by the way. I'm gonna say her it's purple,
In purple.
and her hair is purple, and it's amazing. She's amazingly made. But then randomly, so Ego stands there staring at her. He's gonna stab her with a knife they got from the cardinal. That we should probably have mentioned. They have a knife that can make them remember stuff.
Well, no, the knife freezes them. Like the knife basically like freezes them in a sense.
Oh yeah,
like,
and so the cardinal could capture them.
Cardinal will take it. The cardinal will actually take.
Yeah. So he stands over her with a knife holding in in his hand while she's sleeping.
And of course, yeah, and that knife was supposed to be for Alice, so he didn't use it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he hesitated by two reasons. Both Alice and then that she's waking up. Like, and then
if he knew about Alice, like, wanting to actually go against the minister at that point, he could have straight up just used that knife, but he didn't know, obviously.
Yeah, that's the issue also. That's why the conflict happened, I think. Because it was like, he's good. I want to use this on Alice, but I also want to stop her. And his decision dilemma makes her wake up. So first she starts talking with him, manipulate the areas around him, and play mind games with him. Then, like, from fucking nowhere, and I'm not kidding, she like undresses.
Trying to say, oh, so you could, because she'll love him because no one else ever has. Like,
Why?
Okay. I don't even know.
So, okay, I get if you try to seduce him with taking off like one arm. Okay, fine. Fine, okay. You try to seduce him.
Fine, go for it, but
no, I'm gonna take off the whole fucking dress. I'm like, this turned from 0 to 100 pretty fast, and I'm not even happy about it.
I mean, this turned from it's always been mature rated, but what is it? This turned from normal show to ecchi real fast.
And then, not only that, she's like, but do you know who you love? Like, yes, I love Alice. No, but do you know who you love? Like, what the fuck? What do you try? But do you like this girl? This red-eyed girl, also really beautiful. Tia has very beautiful eyes. I love her eyes.
I just want to be curious where that ship's gonna go. Like, is it actually gonna be with Alice in the end, or is it gonna go with her?
Alice and Ego is the ship, okay? That's the ship.
Well, yeah, that is the ship, but I'm saying you also have the side ship with the redhead girl.
No, okay. No, I go Yuri on that one actually. With the other page girl. I don't remember her name because she wasn't important. I didn't care about her.
Right, no one cared. I like that scene, by the way. Whenever Alice came for Kirito and Yuji, where just like there's this whole speech of like how the redhead girl was like in a sense confessing love to Yujio and all that stuff, and then out of nowhere you just have the other apprentice just like, here's your lunch. Like that just starts just like she's like screaming her heart out and like confessing everything, and freaking other girls just like, hey, here's your lunch.
When it's food, it doesn't fucking matter, okay? Food is important.
Then again, Kirito did technically marry Sandwich-kun, not Asuna, so you know.
What? My brain just stopped working there. I just drifted off to here. Like I heard.
You know how in the first season you have like Asuna would always bring Kirito like sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the time. Like the meme is that Kirito didn't marry Asuna for her. He married her for sandwiches.
Hey, I would too. Do that. It's a fucking sandwich. It's food.
So the point is like they're like, oh, Sandwich-kun. Like that's what they called it. It's like Jesus.
Yes. Okay, but to the point though. So Ego is like standing in there. I don't fucking know why he doesn't even. I think he's like really fucking shocked, I think. But the first thing is though, like 10 seconds before basically, it was like, oh, are you mom? And I'm like, okay, so he faces his mom, so she's manipulating his brain. Then like a few minutes later, she's like standing in front of him, telling him, "Do you know who you love?" Like he basically answered Alice, and then she shows Tia's like randomly, and then like in the end, she's undressed, literally undressed, and then hugs Ego, and I'm like, "Fuck you! That's my boy. You don't touch her, bitch." I got really pissed.
I love how. Wait, are you saying him don't touch her? Or are you saying her don't touch him?
She don't touch him. She should not touch
I
him.
love how you said. I love how you said that because you said don't touch her, bitch. I'm like, I mean that's kind of backwards, but okay.
Don't touch him, bitch. I said him, okay?
There you go. You said her.
Shh.
Anyway, point
8
is,
a.m.
that bit happened, and he was completely manipulated in the end to relinquish his like whatever you would call it, like
He's gonna
what
take
was the
his
word that
memory,
he said?
you know. And probably do other stuff with him, but he he's not gonna remember.
Basically, making him into another Integrity Knight is what would basically happen.
Is he gonna be Integrity Knight 30 though, or is he gonna be 34?
I don't know, but I feel like that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna become that, which because there's always been like pictures and everything in games, and
with his armor, and I love that armor.
Stuff like with armor and everything, and you know he hasn't gotten it yet, so that's where I'm thinking it comes from. Is he gets the armor by becoming an Integrity Knight? So
beautiful armor.
That bit.
And she's gonna have fun with him.
Did the cliche of basically two people traveling together, being friends, and then at the end they have to fight each other. So there's that cliche because that's basically what's gonna happen.
That is what is basically have happened anyway. Like you first have Alice.
Yeah.
And then Ego.
Well, with Alice they didn't really fight. Like they weren't like together.
Yeah, okay, it was Kurt who fought Alice, and
yeah, and then with this, it was like Kirito and Yujiro for like many years, too, in the sense, but like years.
Or actually, just like a month or something.
I don't know.
Few days.
Like
they've known each other a few days.
A few days. Wow, a lot of trust put in someone that way. But in world, 2 years. But regardless, all that stuff, and that's basically how that episode ended. Was him like relinquishing all control and whatever else to her.
Yeah, basically like, and then also I think she's gonna do funny stuff with him. He's not gonna remember anything.
I mean, hey, considering the earlier episode in the season and freaking arc 2 of season 1, I wouldn't put it past them.
I mean, they don't even have to put it in. People are gonna have fantasies now, and no.
And let's not forget 18 point or 16.5. One of the two. That chapter in
16.5. I've never seen that.
In Aincrad.
I've not seen 16.5.
It's just a little tiny novel piece, but
Is it something I would like? Is it?
But no, not 16. That's a chapter, yeah. But well, that depends. It is let's just say it's a rated 18 novel.
Something interesting. I'm listening.
It's the part with Kirito and Asuna. It's like that when they're at her place or whatever.
Is it basically after, where they make fun of them? Is it what they basically make fun of in the bridge series?
In the abridged, yeah, it's where they make fun of it in the abridged, but that's actually what happens in that one chapter. And it was written by Kawahara, I'm pretty sure. It was written, posted on the website in like a rated 18 part, but then like take it down later.
I wonder if you're
able
to find it again. I want to read it.
Well, I did give you that link for that SAO archive. It's on there.
Did? Fun.
I'll tell you later. A lot of people were just like, Jesus Christ, they're talking about this.
Hey, I'm open about what I'm watching online.
Whatever.
In
Anyway,
incognito mode,
so
though.
anyway, that is all that kind of stuff. Of Alicization so far. Also, random note: the dub has started for any of those people who are waiting on dub.
Ew.
So there is
Dubbed.
that. Hey, the dub is actually kind of good.
Ew.
I mean,
Dubbed.
there are some parts that are kind of weird, but that's
Do I
pretty
have
good.
to repeat myself again?
Let's just reverse that U to like we. So
Wii
and then you
Sports.
think of I was gonna say like we dub. So technically you're saying yes dub.
Did I say
And
Wii Sports?
it's French.
Wii. Oh my god, no,
Yeah.
I wanna play Wii Sports.
Yes sports. Anyway, so anyway, yeah. So that's all the stuff with SEO we can really talk about. So
Yeah.
time to take down the spoiler warning. If I can. No.
I mean, we have technically spoiled everything about Sam.
We have. Whatever. I just took the spoiler off. Anyway. So, yeah, we're now done talking about that, and that's probably actually going to be the end of the deal.
Yeah,
So,
but-
anyone who's been waiting this far, I'm sorry. I will. Okay, we're going to talk about one last topic because I recently put it in here, and it's just something that just came up recently.
I didn't kill him. What?
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 But this recently, I just put this in the topic list. So, this is something that just happened. There's not so much information on it. So, it's fine. Just let me get the tab. My phone's being slow.
I'm gonna pretend I know what he's talking about, and
You probably
it will not say it.
I don't know. Okay, hold on. I mean, it's in the topic list. Hold on.
Then I
It's
have
in
to
the
open
anime.
my phone again. Jeez, you
Whatever,
make me
I'm
work
getting
here.
to it. Hold on. Hold on. I think it's gone now. Dang it. Where is it?
I don't know. You want the name of the?
Oh, here it is. Viz announcing a Full Metal Alchemist. When the page loads, because I just cut myself off. Nice. Okay. The complete 4-panel comics, which in Japan it's called the 4 Koma, or however you pronounce that, Koma, something like that. But yeah, basically bonus strips and everything, like in like manga and stuff, they have little bonus strips in a lot of chapters, in a sense.
I don't read manga.
You need to. If they could go away with the ads, I'm trying to read it.
No, ads is the best thing ever.
Read more. Okay, so it's really funny that the person who made Full Metal Alchemist is Hiromu Arakawa. So it's like it's funny how a lot of names are similar. But anyway, let's see.
Everyone is the same
Just trying to read
person,
this
really.
synopsis. Right. Every author is the same author. There's no difference. Okay, so pretty much, yeah, I don't think there's a release date yet, but they have absolutely announced that there's going to be a 4 Koma manga thing published. We're just going to have all of them. Probably going to be the ones that were in the actual manga itself. And then there's also the ones that are whatever it is. I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, we've talked so long, I'm losing my train of thought. So basically, they're just gonna announce that it's like very comedic stuff, like just like ways to make fun of the actual show and the characters and everything, and stuff like that. Like the one that they show right here is like they're trying to explain Ed, like he's like who he is and what he does, like his right arm and left leg are made out of steel. And then you have Alphonse, who has a complete body of steel and everything, and that saying that they're really invincible or whatever. Then you have Riza with a giant magnet that basically just magnetizes both of them. Just so it's basically just a joke and saying like, oh, like they're saying like, oh, we're invincible, we're brilliant alchemists and all this other stuff. Like no one can beat us. Giant magnet. It's like there you go.
If you think about it, why have no
beaten by
one
a
ever?
magnet.
Why didn't the homunculus just use a magnet? Didn't they think that far? If
I
you
don't think
think
they ever did.
logical, wouldn't that
Then
be
again, man, it's the 40s, so
I
no,
mean,
not
still,
much.
there is still a magnets back then.
Oh yeah, there were, but you know they're not smart enough to think about it.
They didn't care. They were like, he has metals. What can we do to stop him?
Yeah. Plus, at the same time, you have people who focus more on alchemy more than technology, which was the counter thing in the O3, in the O3 version. But anyway, whatever it was, that's coming out. So yeah, anyone who enjoys little comic strips of stuff like that, there you go. That's a random thing to think of. That's it. Actually, definitely read that one. Oh my god. Just that there actually is a. Oh no, there is a release date, March 12th.
So about
Okay.
2 weeks from now, basically.
Yeah, on the 12th, it'll actually be released. So it's another thing made by the person who made Full Metal Alchemist, just a bunch of comedy stuff from it. So if people like the comedic stuff in FMA, you'll like the manga. And then most likely, if they haven't already, they'll actually make a adaptation in anime just to mess with it. Because there are a lot of 4-panel animes. They just mess with it. I think the original got an anime for it.
Yes.
That's a very short topic, and the reason why I went with it is because I did it last was because it was such a short topic, not much to talk about.
Yeah. And he's the
That's
only
the reason why I
one
did it
that
last.
actually cared about it because I watch
Well, no,
real
I'm the only
anime.
person. Says the person who is currently, well, not, I can't really. It's a little bit on hold, but is technically currently watching FMA with me. Sure, but no.
He's forcing me, okay? Is
I'm
on the
not forcing you at all. If I was forcing you, we would have already been past episode 9 by now.
it's you who I'm waiting for.
Exactly. If I was forcing you, then there wouldn't be any waiting. We'd already be going through this.
Is it?
But because I'm not forcing you, and because I've been doing some other things,
Exactly,
we
you
have
have been doing other things. Not me.
Sorry. Excuse me, princess.
Yes. And I'm not forgiving you.
Do you even know what that's from? Excuse me, princess.
It's a meme in Satan. You know what I think about me?
Well,
Ban them
it
all.
kind of is one, but I'm saying it was from the Legend of Zelda CD games, I guess.
Is it that this series stuff? Terrible.
It was like the cartoon CD games, and it was just like Link's character saying that. Chill. But yeah. Anyway, the thing is, we have so much more left on this like topic list, but of course we're done for now. There's so much we gotta
Probably
go
back
for.
in like a month, maybe 2
A
weeks.
month? I wouldn't really say. The thing is, like, a lot of this stuff is like downgrading. Like, the reason why I put it on here is because they're relatively new, but then there's like weeks old in a sense. So if we talked about it then, it'd kind of fall out of place. Like, there's no point talking about something that's already been talked about.
Yeah, we have certain like gaming. When it comes to gaming, it can be a little bit different. Like there's like a lot of
There's a
stuff.
lot of stuff on there. I'm probably gonna take off that last topic because honestly, we get it, we know it. But the rest of the stuff is relatively new.
Yeah. And when it comes to games itself, like we have 2 games on here that is like
Technically 3. Project Z.
oh, we have basically
2 of which you don't. Well, Project
Apex
Z,
Legends
don't
and
really
Jump Force.
know
I have
much
not played
about.
Jump Force. Is that what is that actually?
It's a game where it's a fighting game. Basically, just combines a lot of anime characters into one.
Ah,
So they have like a ton of anime characters in one. Like
so not
you have
my
like
kind of
Dragon Ball
game.
Z, One Piece, Naruto, Death Note. I think there's more in. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh's in there. Don't Don't ask me why. That's in there. I don't know if Yu Yu Hakusho is. What other anime I can think of? There's tons of freaking. They just
I mean,
put
I like how
so
they
much
add
together.
Yu-Gi-Oh into this.
And of course, you create your own OC. Again, there's so many
Yes.
games where you create OCs. Like, oh my god.
Yes,
It's a cool feature. It just here lately, it's been overused.
I mean, when it comes to fine. Fatal Bullet, it was actually good implemented. It made a new story.
But think about that. Fatal Bullet used it. Oh, actually, no. Most of the SAO games are basically used it.
No,
You can basically make your own OCs in a sense.
actually not. Last song, you are forced just playing as just Kirito full out.
Hollow Realization, you can actually create your own OC.
Accusation?
No, Hollow Realization.
Yeah, basically, but it's just still playing as Kirito. And change appearance.
But you can change his appearance and name. So you can technically be an OC.
So can you do in Fragment 2? Not an OC. Original character is something you make yourself, not something that is like meant to be. You don't make Kirito.
Have you not heard of OCX fanfiction stuff? Like it's basically where you have your own character and it goes through the life of someone else.
Yeah,
or like it goes, or it's like a ship with another character in that sense, like your OC with that main character or whatever. So in a sense, the same thing.
Yeah, but that means it's still a new character that isn't meant to be in the story.
Yeah, whatever. Point is, that's a thing. The Xenoverse games, those do OCs. No, there's a lot of them. And this, I don't even know. I've heard Jump Force has a lot of meh.
I've not played it or seen it, so I can't judge.
I mainly just heard a bunch of different stuff. I mean, we could talk about it right now if you want, but yeah.
I have not heard about it.
I'm just saying, I could talk to you about like what I know about it, and then you could just say what you think.
What I think? Did you assume I think? Yeah. I'm playing around with some sort of rubber thing.
I might as well, I guess, just talk about that real fast as we jumped onto that, and then leave after that. But with Jump Force, like I said, it's basically just a bunch of anime characters being thrown into one like universe or whatever, or them going through this multi-universes. I don't know, something like that. And I don't know what the story is. I don't know much about it. I just know there's an OC thing. And according to a lot of people, the beta was good, or as some people say in some countries, beta, which I hate. It's beta. Get it right. But I don't see an extra E in there. Anyway, they said that was really good. And then the main game itself has like very staticky animation or like stiff animation, so it doesn't really look that good. It's a lot of repeated battles and everything, or just like repeated stuff, so it doesn't work out well. And there's some little
basically a fighting game.
Yeah, I mean it is a fighting game, but I'm saying like there's a lot of repeated stuff in it.
That is what fighting games is. It's repeat.
There's only one thing. There's only one thing in the game that actually goes a little alright, which is let's just throw this on here for a second. Little spoiler bit of the story because I know a spoil in the story. But
there's basically a story mode on that.
Yeah, there is a story mode to it. But
it doesn't make any difference. Tekken has a story mode also.
Well, this is a story mode. It's a fighting game. But
and Tekken is a fighting game with a story mode too. Okay.
So all I'm saying is okay, so there's this one point.
It's still a fucking fighting game. All you do is fighting.
So
it's repetitive.
Yeah, but you can still have
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is also a fighting game that is repetitive. Everything when it comes to fighting games is repetitive.
That's not what I meant by repetitive. I'm saying repetitive, like scenes or something different. Like that's not what I meant by it.
I mean, in general,
oh, you're still fighting. Oh, it's like you're fighting. Oh, you're fighting this guy. Oh, you're fighting this guy. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I mean by repetitive.
No, but that's what I don't like about fighting game. It's the same thing. You fight, then you meet another guy and fight.
Guess what? Shooting games are rather repetitive. You shoot stuff. oh hey, here's your objective. You did the same thing last mission.
Yeah, that's like
A lot of it
why
is.
do you don't think why do you think I play mostly RPGs that actually have a lot of different missions?
A lot of RPGs are repetitive.
And
A lot.
so if you play so, or at least when you played until you when you completed the story, then it's like repetitive. All of the story is not that repetitive.
Right.
Skyrim.
I want to go back into the spoiler warning thing, but as I was saying, one of the story parts in Jump Force is that Light Yagami is basically going around, I guess. Apparently, he lost his Death Note, so he doesn't have it. Because, I don't know, that's just like some random subplot thrown in there, I guess. He lost the Death Note, so he can't use it, which basically sucks, because if he had it, he can kill literally every single, like, super person there. But, and then he basically goes to, like, a Dragon Ball world, and, asks Goku about the Dragon Balls and everything, like what they do. And of course, grant wishes. And saying what he wished for, and he said that he liked to have power. And then the fun fact about it is that, Goku's like, oh, if you want power, you don't need the Dragon Balls for that. I could just train you. Like, wow. Imagine Light Yagami being super powerful like that. Like, okay.
And people are like, no, Goku's not overpowered. Oh, fuck yeah. Goku, if you can train Light Yagami, he's overpowered.
Not really. But then with Light, he's like, oh, I can't really compare to you guys. I don't have superhuman strength. And and then of course everyone else just like, well, what the heck happened with like stuff, say Yamcha or Krillin or all those people? They trained, they got like they're humans and they were super weak, and they trained and they're super powerful. Light could basically do the same thing. But point is,
yeah, but they had a turtle man train them, okay?
So
yeah, the turtle man.
The point. If you have somebody to train you to do it, then you're fine. Goku was offering Light to train. Was offering to train Light. He refused. So if he would have accepted that, he could have went through that and actually gotten really strong. That's the point.
Yeah.
But that kind of rivals against the whole point of Light, of not being strong, but being tactful and tactical, I guess, and being super smart about everything. That's his
So he can't be smart and strong.
It kind of doesn't work together. You have an extremely smart and tactical character. It doesn't exactly work together. So you kind of have to have one or the other, otherwise the story is kind of bland.
I mean,
so
I don't know. I like those strong, intelligent characters that like actually knows what they do on the battlefield instead of fucking. I mean, it just says that. I mean, just I'm gonna bring up a goddess because of that, and that is Athena. Athena. Extreme crash.
Did it?
Yes.
When did it crash?
Right now. It's offline.
Check.
But Athena, but like, she's the goddess of war. Tactics. Oh, see, you're back on. Hi! Welcome back.
Wow.
What happened?
I'm sure that's just it. Twitch being Twitch. They probably stuck together on YouTube.
So yeah, basically, Athena is the goddess of war and tactics.
In which?
Greek mythology. Meaning she's a god. She's both a warrior and a tactician. She's a strong person at the same time as she's tactical.
I don't think that's really Athena isn't really a god of war in a sense. That'd be.
She's a god of war also. She's actually classified, or it depends how you say, but it's like she is a god of war. And then
she's the god of like wisdom and battle strategy.
Yeah, but she's also a warrior. Still a warrior.
Well, no, that'd be Well, yeah, but that doesn't make her God of War. That's the other dude. I
Yeah, that's
don't remember his
Ares.
dang name. I can't.
Or the big guy with fucking anger issues.
I don't remember his name. It just starts with an A.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Ares.
Ares. There we go.
Or Arion?
Ares.
I don't know. It's a name in.
Point is, yeah, that's that. You're right. Or if you want to go Roman, then you got Mars. Point
Yes,
being.
Minerva. But that. Oh, but that's funny because Minerva is not the strategy goddess then. Yes, that's Bellona.
It's all mixed up, but regardless, yeah, all that stuff. We can actually unspoiler now. Anyway, yeah, that was our last topic there, Jump Force, and it skewed off into Greek mythology. If you love podcasts, they get everywhere.
That is
This
how
one
it
was kind of
works.
short in a sense. I mean, yes, it was almost 3 hours, but which is basically what a podcast should be. But in the term of topics, we kind of
I mean,
went
we
on to
dragged
long
out on the
tangents.
sword art and I think the copyright stuff.
Yeah, we drag that out way too long, so that's mainly the reason why it took so long. Otherwise, we would have jumped on to other stuff. A lot of these I do want to talk about, and hell, I even like put tons of tabs up to talk about them, but we never did. So it's funny.
Yeah, I mean the third one I kind of understood we were gonna drag out on because
It's SAO, and we were just gonna talk about like how it has been so far for us.
yeah, so and drag out what we think about. I still say the best is one of the best characters made in.
Right. And then with the YouTube stuff, we're gonna drag out because, well, we're YouTubers and streamers
We're
and everything.
passionate
So,
about our hobbies.
I mean, yeah,
And
we
we
know a
like to
lot about our
trash
hobby.
talk
We're gonna
YouTube
go
a lot.
for it. Yeah.
I think we always trash talk YouTube, even when we
always
are.
trash talk YouTube. It's all we do.
We don't even need to have a podcast about that. So, anytime you want to hear us trash talk YouTube, watch out for streams together because we trash talk YouTube.
Right. Basically, just works. For some reason, I keep seeing the word ensemble because obviously it's on the screen, and I keep thinking the word assemble. So I'm just like nerds assemble. So it's basically we're assembling against YouTube at this point.
You can't tell them. They will hear us.
Like, oh no, we're streaming on their platform. They know.
They know our
I'm streaming to
secret
Twitch and
plan.
YouTube. Yeah. I don't know. There's just so much when it comes to it, like with being I don't know, just when it comes to like trying to be a creator on a platform, especially with YouTube, just the way it's going.
Yeah.
Could be one of the reasons why I don't really make videos that much now. I just stream.
Because it's lazy.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm partially lazy. That's the point. That's one point of it. The other point of it is because in a way, YouTube's kind of just dragging down. Kind of makes it to where you just don't want to do anything for it.
I do it for
there's just so
fun.
much that's going wrong.
I don't care about anything.
Well,
We
yeah,
should
that's the
do a
point, though. I
little
mean,
bit more
when
serious
you
when
come
it
down
comes
to
to.
it, I make the videos because I'm bored and it's something to do. So that's one reason, and it's for fun. But then at the same time, you want to know that you want people to tell you that, hey, this is cool. It's like it's in a way like something kind of nice to have for someone just to tell you that. And if you have YouTube disabling comments like crazy, demonetizing like crazy, that basically puts in their algorithm to where less people watch it, which means you're most likely just not going to get anyone to say anything. That's the whole point of me wanting to do this, is just to show it off. Show off how terrible I am at games. And I can't do that if I don't have freaking YouTube.
That's why I'm watching you almost every. Unless it's Halo. Don't watch. Like, oh, Halo. Scroll down. Oh, we have a golf video that is unrelated to this stuff. A lot of golf. We should play golf.
We can at some point.
I mean, we can just kidnap True and maybe Architect and just all.
I don't think he has it. If we're talking about golf, I don't think he has that. So
Doesn't matter. We can kidnap them anyway.
if it was golf with your friends, then yes, we could.
I have both, so
Mm.
I may be able. No, I may be able to record it later. I don't think I can have issues. At least golf with your friends. Golf with them may be able to stream.
I don't know, but yeah, this first episode has kind of been a little shaky, if you ask me.
Have to shake it up a little bit.
Wow. Well, no, I'm saying it's been a little bit of a shaky episode in a sense because, in a way, I kind of expected a little more. I mean, when it comes to the whole chat stuff, I definitely didn't expect much at all. I didn't expect anything at all, so I don't care. But when it came down to just most of the stuff we've been talking about, I guess we basically stuck to what is it? We had two.
We had a
we got
week in
three
the
topics.
first. Then we took YouTube.
Vic, YouTube, SAO.
No, not SEO.
Yeah,
It
those
was PETA in between.
Yeah.
We basically
What?
attacked PETA. Was that between? No, that was between. We took PETA between week and YouTube.
Oh yeah,
PETA.
PETA. Yeah. So we did. Vic, PETA,
So
YouTube,
basically,
SAO,
I'm gonna call this episode the beginning.
FMA.
What we talked about and call it the trash talk episode.
I mean, it's basically the trash talk episode, yeah. But
Like
still-
we,
yeah.
like I don't think we have said anything positive except like, oh, Sal was good the first until now,
We've talked a little bit positive when it comes to SAO, and that's about that.
and then until this
And
episode
we
that
talked
is
a little
was
positive when it
coming.
came to the FMA thing. But
Yeah,
that's about
otherwise
that.
we've just been trash talking everything.
That could be. That's kind of the thing about us two as nerds. We basically just like go through something and just be like, "Oh, this sucks," or like, "Oh, we're gonna nitpick everything." Like that's kind of the thing.
Like even if we like it's like, yeah, this part sucks, like, but you like to get stuff, yes, but doesn't mean it's everything is perfect. That is why we like it. It's because it's not perfect and it's bad and good because it has imperfections and perfections. There is no game that is perfect.
No game, no show, no nothing. Well, I can't say that. Okay, they're not perfect, but okay. I was gonna think of like
We're gonna say FMA was a
FMA
perfect show.
Brotherhood in a sense. I was gonna say FMA Brotherhood isn't perfect, but it's pretty dang good. So I don't know. It's got a lot of it. There's a reason why it's the #1 anime. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's not perfect. That's the thing. If people say it's the most perfect anime, I'm gonna be like, no, it's not, because it got a lot of issues, but it's a good story and everything like that. But still, certain characters doesn't like matters. Certain characters like just certain stuff like that. Characters matters. Everything matters in the end. And I'm not the biggest fan of every song of anime. I think I only like the first one.
Anyway, yeah, that's basically gonna be the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Of the
We said that
podcast.
like 20 minutes ago, by the way, guys.
Well, now
Remember
it really
that?
is. Yeah, now it really is. So if you've been like sitting there hovering over the close tab button, you're like, Jesus, just end already so I can close this. Well, congratulations. This is your moment. So
Wait, did you leave us?
yeah,
I know where you live. We seek you up.
I
give
really
you
need
cookies.
a soundboard. I need a soundboard where I can just push a button, you hear crickets. Like that'd be perfect. I mean, a soundboard on a podcast makes so much sense. So I really need to.
At least when it comes to us. you and
That'll
me,
be an
like,
episode 2.
I mean, technically every time we just stream or do something together, we just need a soundboard.
Right. But anyway, yeah.
And
That's
on
gonna
my
be
end,
the-
just because fast ending both sides, Don't forget to follow Twitch, both of us, even though I don't stream this stuff, but follow us on Twitch. Follow us both, or subscribe to YouTube, both of us. I will have a link in my description. We don't know with Nexus, so you get what you get.
I try to, okay? I do try.
Then
again, I forget most of the times because the last few streams I've done, I haven't put stream starts at blank. I haven't really done that in a couple of the archives. I usually do it a lot so people know. So you can just be like, I don't want to see all this random bits, just gonna skip ahead.
And as this is the first episode, this is gonna be amazing because we trash talk everything, and next time we're gonna trash talk even more. Why?
Well, I mean, what the topics we have? We don't have a lot of trash talk.
I mean, we're gonna still trash talk the stuff even if we don't need to, because that's what we do. Like you said, we're nerds. We trash talk stuff that we enjoy, because we enjoy it so much that we see the flaws in it.
I don't really see a lot of trash talking. Maybe Apex.
I mean, Apex has its goods and bads, so yeah. Also, he's dying. You just hear him slowly on the way to dying.
Well, I haven't drunk anything. We've been talking like crazy, and my throat's killing me.
I have not drunk anything at all.
I got my drink. Before we started, or actually after I pressed start, and I drank it all within the first like 10 minutes. Now I don't have anything, and I'm just like been sitting here.
I don't get you people that needs to drink. I could talk on for like hours without drinking.
It's not I need it. It's just like right now I'm sick to the point where my throat's killing me. So it's nice to have something to drink.
It's killing me now, but that's because I'm like calmed down talking. Sleep.
I guess, yeah.
Feeling penguin dreams.
Right. Anyways, so another one of those moments of are you gonna close the tab or not?
Like you should just the moment we say we're gonna end, just close the tab or you will never close the tab. Because it's like it's like a forever loop because we are so interesting. We have always so interesting conversation. Like when we say we're going to go to bed after we end this, and then we're gonna sit and talk 1 hour and then go to bed.
I tell you now, we're not gonna have one of those times where we stay up, or I'm gonna stay up to like 5 or something, or 6, and us keep talking because that just we don't do that.
I'm not. I'm probably gonna use. But like I said, follow, subscribe, like, do anything you think is fitting. And if you don't like this, if you don't like this, that's sad. Also, join our Discord. I have 2 Discords, so I win. I can.
I have 2 too.
I don't think I have the other one linked in my YouTube though, so you have to go through my other Discord.
My second one's a private, so it'll become public whenever it actually gains anything worth it. But anyway, there's that. So join the Discord. You can follow on Twitter because I at least post quite a bit there.
And I do randomly post stuff that I don't
go for that.
I randomly post on Twitter.
A lot of those. If you want to try winning a giveaway for something random, follow me because I retweet a lot of that crap. So have fun.
I'm gonna retweet you if you don't
like the worst person. Well, fine. But yeah, it's like a lot. It can be really annoying. Or it's when we reply to random stuff. So mainly just check out what I reply to rather than what I post. Because I do post stuff, but not a lot lately.
Nor do I. I randomly mention something or randomly just say something that totally doesn't make sense and yeah. Me. Totally doesn't making sense, but with that said, we're gonna actually end now. Just press the stop stream. End stream.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's it, everybody. About what? 2 weeks from now?
Wait,
Maybe
2
more,
weeks
yeah.
probably. We're probably gonna do one in 2 weeks again because we have a lot
Maybe
of
2 to 3 weeks.
yeah. Depending on when next
In
is
about 2 weeks, I will tell everybody on the podcast whether or not I got a job. We'll see how that works. So, yay.
Either he's gonna cry because he has a job, or he's gonna cry because he doesn't have a job.
One of the two. But yeah, we'll see about that. That'll be a topic to look forward to. Not really. That's gonna be a boring topic. Point is, that is probably we're gonna be doing this again. Maybe. Might be a bit later. Depends on how many topics we have in the meantime. Just depends on the internet. What's gonna happen.
If the world ends.
Then again, we probably don't need to, considering we have tons of topics left on the thing. So yeah.
And it's probably gonna come up something funny because we're gonna make fun of something.
Probably. But yeah, anyway, thank you all for listening in and everything. If you made it this far, I am very surprised.
And
Very
sad.
surprised indeed.
Sad. Why are you still here?
And,
Why did you watch this?
What are you doing here? This is just basically an excuse for us to talk about stupid stuff. We could already do that without the podcast, but you know we're doing it. So, see, that's just everyone when it comes to podcasts. It's just like, oh, it's like we can just talk about this anyway. Why don't we need to record it? We're just doing it for the hell of it.
Yeah, and why do you watch it? Why do you sit here and watch it when you can actually check it up yourself?
Right?
I tell you, kids this
Then again,
day.
we'll mostly talk about
Back in my
topics
days.
instead of a lot of other people.
Back in my days. Kids wasn't lazy.
Right.
Or did they live long?
Back in my day, people actually talked about shit in these. Seriously.
And actually ended the podcast at a recent time.
Yeah. I mean, there are actually people in podcasts that literally just talk about like their life story or like talk about stuff that's happening to them randomly. It could be like funny stories or
Yeah, I mean, a
whatever,
podcast
while
is not
us
like a
here-
set sort of thing, really. A podcast is what is just random talking, like randomly. Can be
Pretty
just a ramble on something. And
I mean, a lot of them have set topics, which is what I basically have.
yeah, and that is what we are because that's why we call it the nerd. The French word.
Ensemble.
Yes.
There you go. Just imagine on Psalm, which does that anymore? Ensemble.
Yeah. For me, it sounds weird, but yeah. Basically, why we have that because we're nerds. If you
I mean,
didn't get
basically
that
just-
by now, you should probably.
So yeah, nerd because we're nerds. Ensemble because it basically just means like a cast of people or like a lot of technically it just means like a lot of actors or something or like a cast of people and it just basically we're a cast of people
Yeah.
talking about a lot of stuff. So
So
it works.
yeah. I'm just gonna hit end recording now.